bitch.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
I feel like I needed to start this show by saying, hello, I'm Randy Howard. I have no real friends. I've always wanted to be somebody special in my life, but I've never been, so I ran for sheriff. I don't know dick about it. I don't have any experience. I made up that I taught some cops back in 1983 when I was a purple belt instructor in my karate class, and now I hope everybody votes for me, but I'm going to lose terribly because I don't know dick about dick, and I keep telling this show that they suck and nobody is important here, but I'm here every night, and I'm going to watch. When are you going to quit watching? For the love of God, we're all idiots. You don't need anything from us here, and you're going to win, like win a landslide, but why... The big question is, if all of that is true, then why in the fuck are you here? What an idiot, bro. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. This is the 604. Look, this is not, I don't beg for you here. You don't want to be here. Anybody don't want to be here. I don't want you here. I'm fine to piss you off and run you out of here. I'm fine with that. We were something before you. We'll be something after you. I've been nothing before you. I'll be nothing after you. And that's the way to be. You only know moron. What does that mean? You only know moron. Oh, God. Randy. Hey, Randy. I have two guests coming on tonight. A contributing correspondent from Madison County, political activist, that's what I'm calling her, from Henry County, and I will blow both of them off and get rid of both of them for you, sir. If you want to come on, I will send you the link. You can come on and you can tell everybody about why you're special. You can tell everybody why they should vote for you from Henry County. I will give you the floor. I will mute myself. Okay, just building your slander case. Hey, why don't you slander these nuts? I tell you that. Why don't that? I tell you that. Slander these nuts, and walk yourself back to Nowhereville, you loser. Let me know. I'll tell you, anytime you want to send me your lawsuit against me, you stupid jackass, I will give you the name and address of my attorney, and you can send it right there. I'll be there waiting for it. and I will gladly see you in court anytime you want to sue me, you stupid loser. I am not Henry County. We will not settle, and I will own your house. And then I will kick you out of your house anytime you're ready, bro. Okay, but like I said, I will blow these people off, and I will give you the floor. I won't even interrupt you. I will be nice, and I will give you 15 minutes to tell the people of Henry County why you should be elected. And then after your 15 minutes, then I'll come on and I'll even let you run away like a scared 13-year-old girl. How about that? How about that? See, the thing that you don't realize, bro, is you filed to run for office. And the difference between when you think Henry County, the township down there slandered you, and they didn't. The reason you won anything at all in that case is because they're anybody. Listen to me. I'm going to tell you guys something. If anybody wants to sue Henry County for anything, they'll just basically this is what Randy's opponent has done. They have hurt Henry County so bad that if somebody files a lawsuit against them, they're basically, if there's any just a bit of speck of dust in the case, they're just going to throw some money at you because they just can't deal with it. So that's the reason Randy won. Randy didn't win because there was merit to the case. Okay. And the problem though, bro, is you're now a limited, what is it called? For people who are celebrities, are full figure people who are political figures and candidates for political office. Like, you got to go real crazy outside of relevance in life, and you got to go real outside of what's appropriate for you to be able to now sue somebody for defamation, slander, or libel. But you'll learn all of this stuff one day. All right. Let's get on with it. Since apparently he's not going to come on, I give him the chance. He could come on. He could have full 15 minutes. I'll mute. I'll go off the screen, and I'll let him have 15 minutes. But because he's a chicken shit, then we're just going to move on with what we've got, and it'll be better anyways. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to say this. If I feel a little on edge, I am. I'm really just had it up to here with the moving. I'm really burnt out, and I got to tell you, right now, politically speaking, everything is going on. Literally everything is going on. We've got everything happening with the current election. We've got a whole bunch of crazy shit going on in Muncie right now. There's a whole bunch of crazy shit, as you can see, just one little section of it going on in Henry County. There in the comment section, we've got Madison County. I tell you, Randolph County's been really quiet. They do have the records ready for me to pick up in Randolph County tomorrow. So I'm going to go first thing tomorrow morning and get those. I will get those, and they've got that ready for me. But tonight we're going to do the filings. The name of the show is Ugh. Okay. Well, here are the filings. I got to be honest. I've really been putting this off. I don't want to do this because I'm not interested, because here's the deal. Everybody sucks. There aren't any good candidates running. It's all chaos. The few good candidates that there are, the powers that be are trying to destroy. We've got chairmen that are running in races, and that's just completely nonsensical. So tonight we're going to go over some filings from Delaware County, from Henry County, and from Madison County. I've got Katherine Callahan. Dr. Katherine Callahan's with us. I've got Rachel Clark. She's going to be on. We're all going to be on at the same time, and we're going to try to get through this. It's going to be a test of my patience, I'm sure. But I do have to. I will debate you will debate your components. I will debate my components, not you, dummy. Okay, let me tell you. I'll be there. I can't wait to see you. I cannot wait to see you debate your components. I'm ready to see you debate your components. It will be fantastic. And I'll be there to watch it. And the thing is, you're not going to debate your components. Your components aren't going to debate you because you're not worthy of debating. That's ridiculous. And I'm not asking you for a debate. I'm telling you to come on and sell yourself. I'm not asking you to debate me, Randy. Did you not hear what I said? I would give you 15 minutes uninterrupted, and then you could scatter off like a little girl, and I will say what I think of your pitch when you're gone. That's what I said. I didn't say anything about debating. So, again, Randy for the L. Okay. So, I don't really want to do this, so we're just going to get it over with. I'm not going to be able to talk about Randolph County tonight. Maybe Kate can help us if she knows some people. We're going to go through this, but there's a lot going on, man. The thing is, he says, bye, you group of idiots, you bunch of idiots. And then all that means is he pulls out and he then watches and listens without commenting. Bye-bye, Wendy. So I could do like 6 4-hour shows just back to back to back because we've got crazy shit going on in Muncie. Right now, we're trying to buy the old downtown county building and for the police station. That's stupid. We just have so much stupidity going on in Muncie. The Board of Works was bizarre. And I feel like we got to be talking about that, but I need to give this to you. So we're going to get it out of the way and then we'll be done with it. Then we'll be on. And here's the deal. The actual ballots aren't actually even set until after Friday because Friday's the end of the filing challenge. Then we have the weird thing with Katherine on Monday. And then we'll have to wait until after the 25th for the state challenge periods. And we'll have to see if anybody's going to be challenged. I'm hearing Chris Walker are going to be Chris Walker is going to apparently withdraw. I'm hearing one of two things. He's either going to withdraw or be challenged. Chris Walker, who filed, he's the Central principal of Central High School. He filed, but unfortunately, we pulled up his voter history, and he does not have the legal requirements to run. I don't like this law, but I'm not the one that gets to decide it currently. So I'm going to start this off, then we're going to bring our opponents on. So first out of the gate in District 34, that race is going to be very interesting. It's going to be a wild ride with 4 Republican candidates currently and 1 Democratic candidate having filed to hopefully appear on their respective ballots in the Tuesday, May 5th, 2026 primary election. But I'm not so sure things will stay as they are, and here's why. The 4 Republicans that have filed to run in May's primary are Richard Ivey, Randall McAllister, Tim Overton, and Chris Walker. The question over the last few days has been whether they are all eligible to run. I can confirm that as it stands now, the answer is no. Walker is not eligible to run for office, and I'm not saying I agree with that or I like it. I'm just saying what the law currently as it stands is. I reviewed his voter history, which shows that he selected a Republican ballot in the 2004 primary and a Democratic ballot in the 2020 primary. Even though I do not agree with this current bullshit law, it is not up to me. Had he polled 2 Republican ballots in those 2 primaries, even though they were so far apart, he would have been okay. But since he didn't poll the 2 Republican ballots in 2 primaries, he does not meet that standard to run. The only other option he would have is to get the Delaware County Republican Party chairman, Tim Overton, to sign off on his run, which I do not see happening because, for one, Overton doesn't want Walker to run, and 2, Overton, like an idiot, has entered the race himself. That said, sources in the various circles have dropped a few interesting tidbits. Number one, I have heard that Walker will be challenged at the state level before the noon deadline on Friday, February 13th, 2026, if he does not withdraw. And the challenge would be valid. Whether I like it or not, that is there. Okay, number two, I have heard that Walker will also withdraw on his own accord before the deadline. If he does, I have also heard that Overton will also withdraw. Who knows what's going to happen? Whether any of this is going to happen or not, I have no idea. Therefore, we are waiting until the noon deadline on Friday, February 13th, 2026, to determine what will happen on the Republican side of this race. On the Democratic side, Sarah Gullion was the only candidate to file, so she will have a relatively calm primary and will advance to the general election in November. However it shakes out, this will be a very, very interesting case to watch. And just so you guys are all familiar, these are our stack of candidates. You have Richard Ivey, okay, he's a Republican. You have Randall McAllister, who's a Republican. You, if you just messaged me, I saw that, and I agree. Here's Tim Overton. For all of you that are not familiar with Tim Overton, here's Tim Overton, party chairman. And then here is Chris Walker. And I've got to say, look, I have no problem with Chris Walker. I really don't have a problem with Tim Overton other than the fact that he's an idiot. I don't have no problem with Randall McAllister. I have no problem with Richard Ivey. And then here's the Democrat, Sarah Gullion. So those are the people in that race. It's going to be interesting. I'm really watching what happens Friday for that. So we'll have to see. And of course, we will see. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is that. Without further ado, we are going to go ahead and bring up our folks, our guests, to talk about the things going on in their neighborhoods. We're also going to be talking about Henry County, Madison County, and Delaware County on the filing, and we will see what happens here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's find out who we're going to bring up here. We're going to bring up Katherine Callahan. We're going to bring up Rachel Clark. And I'm going to see what I can do.
I'm trying to understand what dictionary everybody's using. Because it appears, again, this problem with the word slander and this problem with the word truth.
Yeah, right.
I'm just so confused as to where these people are at in America. The truth is never slander.
Never. Hey, bye, Randy.
I mean, I'm just like, I just don't even know what to say.
Dude, the second time he's told us bye. This is not an airport, you moron. You don't have to let us know when you land and leave.
You should embrace the fact, Randy, that you are here to, get some wealth of knowledge and maybe learn how to run a better campaign. I mean, certainly if you want to treat your constituents and speak to them the way you're speaking to all these here tonight, it's a pretty sad situation, Randy. I'm not sure how you'll treat people when you pull them over, being the road cop.
Yeah, right.
So I'm just...
Wait, I do have to say this. I saw this pop up, and I do want to say this. Last night, and I noticed, before we get started, I should have said this, and Rachel will know this person. Last night, I asked for a unspoken prayer request, and I just want to say that a very, very good friend of mine. Let me get this pulled up here. Exactly. Give me a second. Mary, I'll go to your wall. That will help me. Mary, give me 1 second.
Jack loves me. I can always count on him.
Yeah, there's oh God. All right, hold on.
Rachel, can you hear us?
Yeah, Rachel's down there. She's just waiting for everyone else to stop babbling. Okay, I want to pull this up before we get started. Give me just 1 second here. I should have done this. Give me 1 second here. Let me pull this up here because this is important. A very good dear friend of mine passed away here a couple days ago. Yesterday early morning. Jessica Feltz from Henry County, and her obituary's up. Artist, advocate, dreamer, light. Some people move quietly through this world. Jessica Feltz didn't just move. She designed a life full of color, texture, and music, crafting every moment as if it were a masterpiece. Jessica, age 43, passed away at home on Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. After a courageous 1 year. Somebody want to read this?
Yeah.
See if I can pull this up here so you guys can see it. I don't know that I can read it.
Oh, I'll read it.
Yeah, read that.
Okay.
Just start from Jessica.
Jessica, age 43, passed away at home on Tuesday, February 10th, after a courageous 1 year battle with appendix cancer. Appendiceal cancer is a tough one to beat. I will tell you that. And we don't really know how that picks someone. Even in her hardest days, she lived the same way as she always had. Creatively, passionately, and with deep love for the people around her. She is survived by her husband, the greatest teammate of 20 years, Jim Feltz, and their son, Tucker, who was her proudest masterpiece. Shouldn't we all say that about all our children? She also leaves behind her parents, Don and Sherry Denny, her father, Phil Feltz, brother-in-law, Bill Feltz, and Misty, and many loving aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends who were lucky enough to be part of her colorful world. Born March 30th, 1982 in Newcastle, Indiana, Jessica was creator from the very beginning. Where others saw blank space, she saw possibility. Where others saw ordinary, she imagined extraordinary. She could build something courageous out of nothing, and she shared it freely with the world. A proud graduate of Newcastle High School, class of 2000, she followed both her analytical mind and artistic heart, earning a Bachelor's of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering Technology from Purdue University in 2004, boiler up. Then later an Associate of Science degree in Digital Photography from the Art Institute of Indianapolis. She loved proving that creativity and precision could live side by side beautifully. Jessica didn't just make art. She built a life around it. With Jim, she launched and ran multiple creative businesses, including Jessica Feltz Creative, Triple J Wedding Professionals, Jupiter and Juno Letterpress, and Jessica Feltz Photography. Together, they captured weddings, milestones, and everyday magic for countless families across Indiana. If you ever received one of her prints or stood in front of her lens, you didn't just get a product, you got a piece of her heart. But her true masterpiece was teaching and advocating. As the graphic design instructor at the Newcastle Career Center, Jessica found her calling. Her classroom was more than a room with computers. It was a studio, a safe space, a launch pad. She met students exactly where they were and helped them see what they could become. She was accepting and a steadfast advocate for those who could not advocate for themselves. She taught design skills, certifications, and college credits. But more importantly, she taught confidence, authenticity, and courage. She told her students they belonged in the art world. Then she showed them how to get there. Jessica lived loudly in the best ways, through music playing in the background, finished projects on every table, spontaneous ideas, deep conversation, and laughter that filled the room. She noticed beauty that others missed. She made ordinary days feel special. She loved fiercely. Her life was a collage of family dinners, late night creativity, camera straps over her shoulder, ink-stained hands, music turned up, and a heart wide open. Though her time here feels too short, the mark she leaves is permanent. In every student she inspired, every photograph she captured, every piece of art she created, and every person who loved her. Jessica didn't just live life. She designed it, and she defended it for those who could not. A celebration of Jessica's life will be held at 4 p.m. Sunday, February 15th at the First United Methodist Church in Newcastle. Dr. Michelle White and Reverend Alicia Gross officiating. Visitation will be at 2 until the time of service. Memorial contributions may be made to the Newcastle Career Center Graphic Design Program, 801 Parkview Drive in Newcastle, with envelopes available at the memorial service. You may share a memory or express a condolence of Jessica at www.hinsybrown.com. To order memorial trees or send flowers to a family in memory of Jessica Feltz, please visit our flower store. Well, listen to this amazing lady's life. That was a pretty incredible obituary. Whoever read it, they did an awesome job. So may she be on greener pastures and brighter days and rays of sunshine.
Yeah, good Lord. I lost it there for a second.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. Well, we'll bring you back to
yeah.
Between Randy and all this, it can get very emotional. Like, it's this, politics is a blood sport. And then when you see a genuine person like that pass, it's just, everything just kind of comes together at once.
Well, and she was very politically, that's how I know her. She was very politically active in Henry County. On the opposite side, she was a Democrat.
She took my headshots.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's
super sweet.
Yeah. She was great.
I'm not allowed to talk about Democrats.
Yeah, right. You're not.
I say anything positive about a Democrat. Somehow I'm a Republican in bad standing. I don't know. It's the craziest thing.
We're doing everything we can to help get you screwed up even more. So, real quick before we get started, because you can dominate. I'm a dominated person. What are you doing here, Rachel?
Literally nothing, because you guys have not taken a breath, either one of you.
Hey,
I will say,
it only speeds up as the night goes on.
Wow. At that point, I will quietly exit. When you guys see the screen go, it just means that I've went like an hour, not been able to get a word edgewise, and there's no point in me being here.
I will say,
just got sucked out of the room.
Yeah. Mary Nicholson, I'm thinking about you. I know that she was a good friend of you. And I know there's a small group of a couple other of you girls that, we're all pretty close. Well, when I say you girls, that's including Bilbrey.
Yeah, that's including me.
But I'm thinking of all of you guys, because I know that, you guys were all pretty tight.
So here's the deal. In all fairness, because I know I'm very aware of who Katherine is. I figured we would start with the Henry County crap. Let's get it out of the way here. And then you can either stick around and shoot the shit with us, or you're free to do what you want to do.
So, not to put you on the spot, Rachel.
Yeah.
But put me on the spot.
Yeah. Who will you be voting for sheriff over there? Will it be Sproles?
It will not.
Well, we got to go down this list and find out who. So I've got this actual list.
Listen, the most exciting race
will it be Randy?
Is the sheriff's race.
Oh, by far. Oh, yes.
Well, will it be Randy?
Yeah, Randy or Sproles. Okay, so I got the filings here, and I'm going to go through. I'm not going to. I normally go through and find out if I'm going to challenge all these people. I made my point last year. If they start getting stupid with this in Delaware County, we will do it. If I see specific people that need to be targeted, we'll figure it out. But the rundown list in Henry County, here we go. United States, this is, and they do it. I appreciate how Henry County does this. So I want to give a shout out to Jenny Grubbs and her team there. They don't.
And she's retiring.
I know. I know. It's crazy.
She is super sweet. So
yes, thank you, Randy. I appreciate that. I am very appreciative that you said sorry for our loss.
Randy's a good guy.
I appreciate that. Yes, and our loss even too. Okay, so and I'm sorry for your loss as well, Randy. The loss that you will receive in May. Okay, here we go. I got to get it back on track here at some point. I got to stop doing the sniffling. All right,
and
United States.
Randy is the nice guy, believe it or not.
I was going to say Randy's easy to be the butt of the joke, but yeah, nice guy too, right? Well, whatever. I don't know, but okay, yeah, I believe that. Okay, so United States Representative 6th District down there, and the two Republicans are Sarah Brown Jefferson Shreve. Jefferson Shreve is a complete idiot. There we go, Randy. There's your word. He's your current representative. His money got him on the ballot, and he's going to be a hard one to defeat. The Democrats are William Amix, Nicholas Baker, David Boyd, and Cynthia Worth. And I've met Cynthia Worth as a Democrat. I don't have issues with Cynthia. She's a pretty decent person. Your state senator, District 27, and cut in here, Rachel, if you know any of these people or have anything to add. The Republicans there are Anthony Jones, and the current District 27 state senator is Jeff Rotz. He's running. And then on your Democrat side, it's Ronald Itnier. Is that how you say his name? Itnier. It's one of those two things. And then, of course, State Representative District 33. Republican is, of course, J.D. Prescott, and that sucks. He's the incumbent. There are no Republicans that are going to challenge him, apparently, ever again. The Democrat in that race is on here tonight. It is John Bartlett. And then we have a state representative, Corey Criswell of District 54. He is the incumbent, and I like Corey.
I've known Corey his whole life since he was a baby.
Yeah, you know the Criswells well. Corey's a good guy. I like Corey, and I really want to say good things about him. He goes in strange ways because he attaches himself to people like J.D. Prescott and others that I'm not really fond of. But Corey could have a good career if he finds his own feet, finds his own voice, and does he does a good job there. No one's running against him.
Corey is very smart, very knowledgeable. He's learned a lot. He's a younger guy. But Corey, I'm going to tell you this. I feel that you're starting to sway to the way of the Republicans and what they want and not keeping true to yourself. And people are starting to pay attention to that. So I want you to succeed in politics. I think that you do have an amazing career, but I think you need to check yourself a little bit.
Yeah. Before you wreck yourself, bro.
Yep.
Got to do it. Absolutely. I can understand.
And I say that with love. I mean, I love him.
Yeah, I say it with love too. I say it with love to all these people. I want to pull this up. Yeah. Well, yeah. Bruce Mann says, why would any of you expect a man to listen to what you say when you really just want to put them down instead of voicing your options, opinions, and maybe you're trying to say, or concerns you may have about him becoming sheriff? Well, Bruce Mann, I appreciate that this might be your first time listening. I know it's not, because you've been here and you've commented before. And I'm not going to, we'll get to the sheriff here in a minute. So you'll maybe hear some actual opinions here in just a moment. And please just stick around, because we'll get to that. All right, going on. State Representative District 56, Republican Adam Blanton, Randy Redder, Pete Zaleski, and then the Democrat is Thomas Rockwell. Prosecuting attorney, oh boy. I'm excited to watch this one too down there.
I am too.
Mahoney is not running for re-election, which is great.
Thank God.
Amazing. So
he does nothing for the community.
Yeah, it's
nothing.
Really bad. It's really, really bad. It's crazy.
I would love to know his conviction rate as opposed to every other prosecutor behind. He does nothing.
Absolutely. So there's 5 Republicans. They really came out of the woodwork. Kyle Allen, Jeremy Bell, Christy Brock, Kathy Ick, Anthony Tony Saunders, and then there are no Democrats filed to run. So that's the deal. Okay, county clerk. Your county clerk is Republican Rachel
Parham. Known her for years.
All right. So what's her deal?
She's a good girl. She's smart. She's she was born and raised in the county. There's 3 girls that I know. I have so much. I think they'll do great. I believe, isn't she the deputy clerk as we speak, or isn't she the deputy?
She
currently?
does something in there now. Yeah. She
Yep.
does something in there now.
She just comes from a good family. She's she is just a good person. She's always going to do the right thing. You never have to worry about corruption with her. You never have to worry. She's going to do exactly what needs to be done every day that she comes to work.
Are you describing me?
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that right? Now, do you know this Gilbert guy, BJ Zappi?
I don't, but he's been popping up on my Facebook as friends that I may know, and I have never heard of BJ Zaff. I think Zaff. I think is the way you pronounce it.
Yeah, probably right. He's a Republican, and I've been seeing him around a lot. I don't know him. Willing to talk to him, give him a shot. But I don't know him. No candidate filed as a Democrat. County auditor. So the county auditor has now is not going to be the same. The auditor is leaving. That's termed race. That's termed race. So
it is a termed race.
She must be moving on somewhere. I don't know, or just leaving politics altogether. Kelly Pierce. Looks like she's filed. And is she in the office?
Yes.
Okay, I thought she was. So
yeah.
They're just going to be moving on from someone in the office. Will be taking over. No Democrats filed, no other Republican. And anywhere where the Democrats haven't filed somewhere, or if Republicans haven't, if there is an empty seat, no one files for the primary, the party can put somebody in July, the end of June, the beginning of July, to then be in the general if the seat was empty in the primary. So they have that opportunity. Going on down here, County Recorder Miranda Madison.
She's awesome.
Okay.
She is her husband. Do you know John Madison? I believe that's his name.
I knew their daughter, Ashley Madison.
He, I believe, is the president of the Republican Party.
Is he?
The Madison. What is his name? Whatever. Yeah, he's something.
Yeah.
She is. She used to work in the ER with me. I used to work with her. I've known her for a long time. Does a lot for recovery for people who have. Does a lot for homeless. She's also an amazing person. She's as wholesome as they come too.
All right, that's good. County treasurer is running is Republican James Baker, Treva Brown, Lisa Lovelace, and then no Democrat. You know any of those people?
Isn't Lovelace on the Republican Party as well? Doesn't she involve?
Yeah.
Yep. But I mean, I think she's
on the central
works
committee
within it. I think she's very active. I've heard nothing but good things about her. So I've only met her a couple times.
Yeah. Good. Okay. All right. Here we go. We got down to the big one here. Henry County
race.
That's
the big one.
Yeah. Right. Henry County Sheriff. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Republicans and 2 Democrats vying for this race. We've got Randy Howard, Republican, Jim Nicholson, Republican, Craig Ring, Republican, John Sproles, incumbent Republican, Jason L. Williams, Republican, and then we've got David Bockover, Democrat, and Landon Dean, Democrat. Now, before I say anything, what say you?
Can we just go down the list?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Who was at the top?
Randy Howard.
Randy, I've known for a long time. He's a nice guy. But when it comes to politics, I don't feel like this is for him. Right now, the county needs a lot more than I feel like what Randy can give as the sheriff. Now, I would be more than willing to listen to his side, but that's it. There's not a lot out yet. He's not saying anything. Mm-hmm. He's not really contributing. You kind of see on this feed, but if I were in his position, I would be using this feed to put out there what I planned on doing as sheriff, the impact that I'm going to make. Randy, you've got an audience in these comments of how many thousands of people, and you're not using it appropriately. So
Well-
how can I assume you would handle the sheriff's office
Sure.
appropriately when you're not using this small platform appropriately?
Yeah. And just to be clear, and I just want to be sure that that Randy is aware, and anybody else, not just Randy. Like, look, I'll let anyone come on here that wants to come on and say their piece and tell what they've got going on, if they're willing to do that. I can't obviously force anybody to come on. I can't force anybody's hand or decide, oh yeah, you're going to come on and you're going to listen, or you're going to say what you've got to say to these people. They've got to decide that, and people will or they won't. I can't force that, but it blows my mind when people look at this. It's not about whether the person likes me or whether I like the person. That's not what it's about. It's about the person talking to the audience. And just so we're aware of the audience that we're talking about, we are talking about an audience that have listened to this show 857,889 times in the last 28 days. So that's a million views in 28 days.
Let's do
Just
mine.
Just shy of a million. But what you said, your 3 million is in 3 months. I'm talking about 28
but
days.
in 28 days, I'm at 1.4
So
million.
that's fantastic. That's fantastic. If you had the platform on here and you were talking about it right now,
each other.
we would care about that. But at the
And
moment,
Bilbrey, I do want to.
Jesus.
You're
I want
losing the
to kind
mood.
of step in as you talk about having people
Yes.
on the show.
Mhm.
Like I know that Randy, he's getting the wrath of you because he's in the comments making comments, right?
No. Nope. He's getting the wrath of me because I see what he's doing, because I had to fight a 2-year battle over your jackass sheriff now violating people's First Amendment rights. And I see this man who's running as a candidate, who's wanting the people of Henry County to elect him, and he's blocking them in his personal accounts right now for asking simple questions. And if he's doing that now, you're trying
to hit him off at the path.
Yeah.
Well, but what I was going to say was, for anybody, even with your opinions, anybody who comes on your show, you're not going to be attacking. You know what I mean? Like, you can have a difference of opinion of him, but I know that he's probably not watched you as long, been around like as long as I have to see
he
that.
knows.
Even if you don't like someone, you're going to let them have the platform, and you're going to let them talk and ask legitimate questions. And it's not going to be a, wahaha, I'm going to call him on and I'm going to attack him.
I wouldn't be nearly as vitriolic to him on as a guest as I would be. Now, I would debate and tell him why I didn't think this, but I'm not going to be nearly as rude as someone who's, when I'm sitting here and saying, okay, the county sheriffs, Randy Howard, James Jim Nicholson, Craig Ring, John Sproles, Jason Williams, David Backover, Landon Dean, and he's like, read like a true third grader, I see. Yeah, right, from left to right, top to bottom. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, it's read like a third grader, you dumbass. So, that's the thing that he's doing. And what the issue is, and I'm going to tell you what the issue is, and he's not going to understand this. Kate knows it, and anyone that has any kind of understanding of human psychology knows he's hurt. His feelings are hurt. His feelings are hurt because he reached out to this program wanting our support. And if he wants to jump on here and say I'm lying, we'll put up the screenshots. He spent a very long time reaching out to producer Kate, reaching out to myself. I've got the screenshots where he wanted to come on. He wanted the support. And because I called him out with his behavior with John Sproles, acting like idiots and 13-year-old girls on a chat, he went off the deep end. He blocked me from social media, and he didn't like my opinion about that. So that's the reason he gets the vitriol that he gets.
Yeah, and you can't be
let's
sheriff.
Just stop that. Yeah.
With that mentality, that right there is the perfect example. You cannot be a sheriff if you can't sit and listen to anyone who disagrees with you.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Period.
What's he gonna do? Shoot me in the face or something? You know what I mean? Like I don't. He doesn't have the he doesn't have the wherewithal or the temperament to be in this position, and neither does his opponent, the current sheriff.
And
so
others.
that's, and plenty of others. That's the problem there. So that's
Okay,
that.
we've wasted enough time on him.
Okay, really
How old is
quickly.
he? How old are your
Randy.
sheriff candidates?
Oh,
Because we got like a 27-year-old running.
yeah. Randy's probably
Early 60s.
70.
You think he's 70? I don't think he's 70. I'm gonna say 60s.
Maybe
Early
65, 60s. Something like that. 62, something like that.
Yeah.
James Nicholson, he's probably in his 60s.
Late
60s.
Maybe. Yeah. We actually, I believe, have kids close in the same age. He is the same age as Criswell and all of them. Coger, they all started the police department together.
Okay, yeah. Craig Ring, I don't know. In all fairness, he did try to reach out to me. He's another one like Randy that I don't think has. He tried to reach out to me today, and I was busy, so I couldn't get hold of. I am going to reach out to him. Sproles is probably early 50s.
Yeah.
Mid 50s. Jason Williams is probably 50.
I think he's maybe a couple years older than me.
Okay.
52,
50, 54, something like that.
59. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, David Bockover is older.
I call him Bendover. We're going to call him Bendover moving forward. Everybody, he is referred to as Bendover.
I don't know him. I met him the other day when going through the door. Seemed like he might have been 65, 70-ish. Older. I don't know. Landon Dean is probably 50, 52, 53.
Older than that.
Is he really?
Landon is 61.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick before we move on, I do, because we were asking the comments. Bruce Mann asked, and I'm going to give you just the real quick rundown because I've said this before. The problem I have, John Sproles and Randy Howard are two sides of the same coin. They both don't have the temperament. They don't have neither one of them have the experience. Sproles was a sheriff for 3 years, a deputy before he became sheriff. He's an FNG. They don't have the temperament, the experience. Randy does just not have what it takes to be a sheriff. He is very wishy-washy on what he's willing to talk about, when he's willing to talk about it, shuts people down, doesn't want to hear the truth. And I have shown all of these on a very large scale for very long periods of time. If you want to go back and watch them, and we'll talk about them more in the future. Just that's the deal. Okay, going on down the list here, James Nicholson, former chief of police.
So I've known Nicholson also since I was a teenager. He is a super nice guy. Just saw him, but he's kind of got that old boy mentality. And when he was the chief, I had an actual legal situation where someone stole from me, and I kind of had to do the job for them. And then they got mad at me over it and kind of blackballed me. So not impressed. I mean, he was the chief at that time and was in that spot, and the whole department was pretty shitty and pretty lazy back then. So you know what? Take all of it out. I also don't feel like he is the person to make the change needed for the sheriff position that will be upcoming. Period.
Yeah. Okay. Craig Ring.
Never heard of him.
Just don't know anything about him.
Nope.
I will say he did reach out to me, so I will call him and get his, I will reach out to him before we make any opinion there. Jason Williams.
Once again, known Jason forever. I like him. Love his girlfriend. She's the best. But the big problem I have with Jason right now is, one, I've always said it even before there was ever politics involved. Jason's the nicest guy, but he won't take a stand. He's a fence sitter on a lot of things, and I can't go for that. And then the other thing that I have a problem with, he's already named his deputy chief. Tell me that's not the prime example of the good old boy society. When you already have your deputy chief lined up and you don't even know who all is out there that is much more qualified, and his deputy chief also likable, but not like an outgoing, let's make a change. What have they done to make a change while they've been employed with the sheriff's department?
Who's he named for that?
Brandy. I know where's Brandy Downs.
Brandy
Pierce.
Yeah,
Brandy, yeah.
Okay.
She was married to one cop, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. David Bockover,
Bendover?
Republican turned Democrat. Yes.
Okay, here's my major issue with him.
Mm-hmm.
I am a person who jumped parties.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I used to be one side, went to the other, and I held an office.
You
But
held
that's
an office when you did it. And
no,
what
well,
did you do when you did it?
I resigned because that they elected the party that I was in. That's what, you know, I actually was appointed and put into it. But to switch parties, I feel like that at that time, the Dems, they had the right to put the Dem in that they wanted because I was retired, you know, I stepped down. And I also did it not for gain, right? I actually lost by stepping down. This guy is a Republican. From what I understand, his wife is best buddies with the Democrat chair. So he didn't even, he's been Republican. And oh, I don't want to run up against those 5 candidates because I'll get my ass kicked. So let me hop over to the Dem side where there's just one candidate and I'll run as a Democrat. And then if I can make it through that, then I only have one person to go against. That is the pussy way out right there.
Yeah.
And I also kind of, you know, when I hear someone's name, I don't know him, I've been asking questions. And I have been told that when he worked in the jail, he struggled. The stress got to him. This is all just hearsay of what his coworkers and people who've known him said. He couldn't handle the stress. That's why he got moved out and moved to the Justice Center. So if you can't handle the stress of the jail, how are you going to handle the county?
Yeah,
especially with what's going on.
Absolutely.
And then I also struggle with it. I'm not saying, but the only people, 99% of the people that I've seen support him, and this is just a red flag to me, are all longtime criminals.
Oh, yeah.
All the people in the jail. And, you know, I get it. That means that he was probably nice to them in the jail. But I'm not seeing that equal support. You know, if it was 50-50, and hey, people in the jail, that's great because they are the ones who probably have an inside
understanding
of things more so than we do. But on the outside of things, you know, he's just not the person. And I'm laughing because my daughter is texting me. She was like, some of these are my opinions. Well, they're opinions that she and I have agreed on because we've had these conversations for weeks now.
Yeah, right.
So Ryan's pissed. She's like, these are my opinions. This is bullshit.
Landon Dean.
Love him. I had to pull the popcorn out for Landon.
Okay.
He has been born and raised, dedicated to the community, been through every part of it there's nothing that guy has not been involved in. And I could tell you 3 stories of just even off duty. The guy never is off duty. He 100%, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is dedicated to serving the public. So that is what we need. Landon, if anything, can take a blow and keep going and do it with respect. You know what I mean? He holds his head high. He can take all the bullshit that goes with it. And I think that he can absolutely stand up to a lot of the people who are the issues. And I don't think he really has any loyalty of, well, I'm going to take care of you or I'm going to take care of you. He's going to go in and know what needs to be done. So.
Okay. County Assessor Billy Upchurch. He's the current assessor, or he's the current treasurer or something. I know him somehow for some reason, but it's only him. There's no Democrat. County Council District 1, Clint Weaver, no candidate filed against him, no Democrat, so he's gonna have the easy walk in. County Council District 2, Mike Regner, he's currently the incumbent, and he was a ghost last time. He'll be a ghost this time. Yep. Shannon Tom is the Republican, District 3. Angela Mahaffey, District 4. Now she the chair.
Yep, boo.
Okay, yeah. Shannon Tom is the Republican currently. District 4, Joe Blackburn, Republican. Levi Sims, Republican. No Democrat filed. You know either of those?
Nope.
Okay. And then the only other thing we're going to get to tonight before we move into Katherine, I'm going to get to the commissioner, but I do want to say this last because I know that you're going to have something to say about this, is what was it that Mary was wanting me to talk about? Let me see. Which one was it? It was the...
trustee board.
For which? For
Henry County, Newcastle.
So Henry County Township trustee Travis Lyle and KJ Kurt Sorrell, Republican and Democrat. so they'll go up against each other in November. And then the Henry Township board members, Brian Atkinson, Republican, Micah Mattingly, Republican, Richard Neal, Republican, and Mary Nicholson Tate, Democrat. And my support there. I think they get to elect a couple of them. I don't know how many they elect in that race.
Brian Atkinson is a definite no.
Mary's got my support. I don't care about anybody else.
Mary, 100%.
Mary gets my support. Okay, the last thing I have to talk to
quick
you.
question.
Yep, go on.
When I go to vote, let's say we get 2 selections, why can't we give both of our selections to Mary?
I wish it worked that way.
That
would be amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So then the last thing that I have to talk to you about is then County Commissioner, Northern District, Steve Duggar or Chase Heinold?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, nobody can pronounce it.
There's no Democrat, and that's that.
Up to the commissioner point, this is what frustrates me. Of all of these names, I mean, everybody, I've been raised in this community. I go to council meetings every once in a while. You know, I've been to every meeting. 95% of these people I've never heard of.
Yeah, right.
So like, where's their involvement been?
Yeah, right.
You know, all of these years, that's what pisses me off is these people, you know, have done nothing. Like Backover, haven't seen him, you know, where are they in supporting the community at the pancake breakfast, at being involved in anything in this community? Oh, and having an opinion up to this point.
Sure. Yeah.
I told you, we were talking about it, that literally after Friday, all of a sudden, all of these negative things are, you know, Clay Morgan's on there bashing Peck and Paul over where's this number and why is this? Guys, and it's not just him, you know, Sproles did it to Randy. Of all of a sudden, Randy's name gets mentioned. Where are these people throughout the 4 years of coming to the council meeting and stepping up when something's going on? So like, shame on all of you who have not been active, because in my opinion, none of you deserve the seat.
Yeah. So what about that race?
Commissioner?
Yeah.
The commissioner race?
Yes.
I mean, obviously I'm going to support Steve Duggar.
Yeah. That's
from school board. Uncle? He is my uncle.
Okay.
But, you know, school board president, he actually was a pastor in Muncie for 30 some years, 35 years, had a church up on the south side. He has the best family, wholesome. All of the kids own businesses. You know, they've
been on
all
the council before too, right?
12 years on the council, I believe.
Okay.
He's done mission work. He has been involved. You know what? I won't go on and on about him, but he's done a lot of shit. One of the things we were talking about where he helped get all of the information together for the county to get $1 million in road repairs. And they raised the $1 million and then they matched it. The grant matched it. That recently just fell off because somebody has let that literally, they just didn't finish something within the county. So because of people not doing their jobs and following through, Henry County is now $2 million a year short on the roads.
Yeah.
So things like that. Steve was big in like Ivy Tech, bringing Boar's Head. You know, he was a lot of those communications. So he has proven of bringing things to the community.
Sure.
The other guy, who was the guy you were talking about, or the person that said they were elected strictly on their pocketbook?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Somebody that was running for office. And he said he's in strictly because of the money.
Shreves.
From the name of this guy that's running, it's his father-in-law.
Yeah.
His father-in-law's a big farmer, has an open-ended checkbook
not
from
Steve,
what I understand.
Steve's candidate.
His opponent.
Heinold or whatever.
Yeah. We need to think of a good name for him. I think he's a very nice guy from what everybody says, very nice, but literally has zero experience. Once again, I don't know that he's even from this community. His father-in-law is definitely at everything that he's at. He's definitely pushing, I believe, from behind the strings. So you're voting for the father-in-law.
Well, we'll have Steve on, and we'll that'll be we'll have. I mean, I'll have any of these people on that wants to come on. We'll try.
We need to invite Landon Dean
on. I'll have Landon come on and see what goes on. And look, the offer goes out. I said it last night. If anybody wants to get in contact with me and offer up some kind of proof that something happened, do it. Do it. Don't just tell me, hey, I heard something at one time. Someone did this, someone did that. Offer up some proof. Give me some proof. I've not been able to find it. No one's ever done it. So that's that.
Do you think Sproles will come on?
No, I would love for him to. That would be fantastic. I know that Catherine's going crazy. This is the longest I've ever heard her without talking.
I'm just listening to you guys.
No, she's chomping at the bit. She's she's getting ready to pop off like a rocket. So
listen, I'm learning information right now.
I don't have a really cool list for your county. This is what pisses me off. I'm gonna have to go face. You have it. Okay, I've got to go face to face with your clerk tomorrow. I'm going to Randolph County first thing in the morning, and then I'm zooming all the way across back into Delaware County, and then into Madison County to your clerk's office. And I'm going to go in there, and it's going to be amazing because they're pissing me off.
Ask them how much they're going to charge you.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna ask them straight up. So before we get into anything, I want to talk about the sheriff's race. Or
wait,
you've been
Sir Bilbrey?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna take my video off and go burn one, but I'll still be in the queue.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine.
Hey,
you know what to do.
This is the word of the day. I'm gonna put it in here. Well, maybe I shouldn't. You guys might find humor in it. Do you know what the word of the day is?
What's the word of the day?
The word of the day is, this is for Joe Black. That is the word of the day. I put it up.
Yes.
This word means it's the mental or emotional blockage caused by having to deal with too many twats in one day. That's a great way to start off Madison counties.
I've definitely been in that position before. So the big thing to me, there's a lot of big things in your area. To me, your race is the biggest, but we gotta talk about this sheriff's race. So do you want to give the people who your sheriff's candidates are?
So there's a couple things going on in Madison County right now. And while you guys were doing your thing, I was gathering information. I sent it to Kate. We had several withdrawals today.
Okay.
And so Kate's got that. However, none of it was in the sheriff's area.
That sucks.
So it's a weird thing about what's happening. I don't know why we had the withdrawals we had. So listen, people, you're going to get phone calls. It's going to happen, but don't give up. Keep the good fight. Everybody has the right to run a race. It does not matter who wants you to run the race, who doesn't want you to run the race. Run the race. If you qualify, run the race.
Yeah, I don't understand.
If they challenge you, run the race. The challenge is the best part, because I will say it's the challenges that have exposed more than anything in Madison County. The challenge in the election board hearings. The other big thing is, if you're from Madison County tonight and you are watching, tomorrow is an election board hearing. So
what time?
It's at 2:00. So if you're coming, Kristopher,
I will make it to
be at 2:00.
Yeah,
they're going to try to downsize some of the polling places. And drum roll of what is the most important thing they're going to accomplish tomorrow. They're going to accomplish that the board, the people who sit on the board, never have a term expiration. They can be there until they die. So you really should go tomorrow.
We need to pull up the law that meets that, because
oh no, they're passing one. If you look on my, you'll see. Let me send this. Let me send this picture to everybody just so you guys can tell me what you think about this. Maybe, Kristopher, I'm reading it wrong. Let me send this to.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Send me what you're talking to me about.
So I just sent it to you in the group text. Put that up on the thing that has to. So if you can go tomorrow, please go tomorrow. I know there will be lots of cameras up tomorrow. I will get that shared to my page. I will not be able to attend. I literally have a real job tomorrow, and I have patients I have to see. But I'm excited to see how this is going to go down tomorrow. Now, I want everybody to understand that Michelle Daniels, who's representing the Republican Party, she represents Russ Willis and everything that Russ Willis wants. So she has recently been assigned to several boards, multiple boards. They are removing anyone who is a Republican who has started to become an independent thinker. And so that's what's going on. So this is what's going on tomorrow.
Larry, does your AI guy not seriously have a ballot in his pocket? I am disappointed. If your AI guy doesn't have a ballot in his pocket, I am going to be upset. Here's my AI guy. I mean, spot on. Like this, amazing. But I
need an AI guy. How do you get one?
I'll work on it. Okay, this thing says, let's see what this thing says, and I'm just giving you a hard time. This thing says Madison County Election Board special meeting notice. The Madison County Election Board will convene. Maybe wait until you're off of diversion. then we can do it.
I was wondering if he was off diversion yet.
Not yet. So I think it's 6 months. I'm not really sure. I don't know. 6 months or a year. I forget. Madison County Election Board will convene a public meeting at 2 p.m. on Thursday, February 12th, 2026, room 110, Madison County Government Center, 16 East 9th Street, Anderson, Indiana, blah, 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 blah. The agenda, special meeting for discussion regarding voting locations, membership information pursuant to Indiana Code 51496, Republican and Democratic member nomination by party chair with no term limits, and members are appointed by the clerk of the circuit court. And Republican and Democratic member nominated by the party chair with no term limits, and members are appointed by the clerk of the circuit court pursuant to Indiana Code 3654, 3654.5, 3655, 3656. Okay.
Is there anything in there that says that the Republican chair can't nominate and put a Democrat chair in that position?
Well, listen, I would say that the party rules say that. So I think that Russ should not be a good party member in good standing.
Yeah, I mean, he literally put a Democrat in that seat on the county election board.
Yeah, that's so weird. That's still
and you know what that should be considered? That should be a lifetime restriction from the Republican Party.
Yeah. I mean,
not a 10-year penalty. That should be a lifetime.
51496.
Russ's only identity is politics. Like he has no other identity. If we all band together and turned in, like all had the same complaint on him, right? So we should all do that. We should get like 50 of us. Then the 5th district has to have a meeting with all 50 of us in there. We all get 3 minutes apiece. This would be like epic about, Russ nominating a Democrat chair to sit in his seat on the county election board. I think it's a huge violation. And I don't think that a GOP chair should be excluded from accountability. Actually, he should actually be held to a higher standard.
Absolutely.
So that's something that
I want to address this really quickly, and then I'm going to come back to this. Bruce Mann said, I would like to know how everyone that is running would work to make our county a better place alongside of the public. And let me tell you, that is a really good base level question to ask all political figures, whether it's running for town, city, county, state, or federal.
And you know what I would do, Bruce? I would make sure that everybody had a voice.
Absolutely. But let me tell you this real quick.
That's what I would do.
Absolutely. That's a very big part is making sure that the public has a voice.
The voiceless has a voice.
Absolutely. But there's one more step about that I'm going to tell you. A lot of these offices, there's no other requirement to run other than being a member of the district in which you're running in, and that you're a registered voter, and that you belong to the party, or you're able to vote, because of the requirements. Other than that, there are a few offices, though, however, that there's got to be some special things, like for example, to be a judge, you have to be an attorney. To be prosecutor, you have to be an attorney. Now, it's true that to be sheriff, you don't have to have law enforcement experience. And the reason that that is true is because the Constitution of the state of Indiana was written back in the 1800s, when in order to do things, anyone would be the sheriff. There was no police academy. It was like all the Westerns. You threw the star on and you would get a posse, and those were your deputies for when you needed it. And that's been a carryover. However, any intelligent person knows that in order, it's some of these positions, you got to ask questions. You got to know that the people that in these positions have the wherewithal to do the job. And so when you ask people, like, for example, if I ask one of the candidates that's running for sheriff in her county, in Madison County, Jonathan Culp, who's a 27-year-old, has no experience in law enforcement, and is currently a county councilor, has been on the county council twice, I could say that question: what are you going to do to ensure that everybody works, yada, yada, yada? And he could give me a bunch of bullshit, nicey nice answers. But what I want to know is, when there is a natural disaster, when there's a tornado that tears through Madison County and it kills 75 people, 15 people, what is this 27-year-old going to do? Where does he have the wherewithal to lead his men, lead from the front? Or what's going to happen down in Henry County when, God forbid, there's a school shooting or something? Does Randy Howard have the wherewithal to do what needs to be done? And the answer in those situations are all of the nicey nices that John Culp or Howard or whoever answer are nice to hear, but they don't add up to anything when you're talking about real life experiences.
Listen, if anybody wants to see how Jonathan Culp cannot lead and cannot communicate, watch
that party, yeah.
The end of the county council meeting last night.
That was insane.
It was off the chain. And I'm going to tell you something, Jonathan Culp, if you're watching this, you should go to your mother-in-law, Jody Nork, and you should apologize to her for your disrespect. She is the president counsel. And after you're done apologizing to her for your disrespect and the constant interrupting and the fact that you wouldn't listen and shut your mouth to the deputies, then you need to go to Judge Nork, your father-in-law, and you need to apologize to him for the way that you spoke to their daughter's mother.
Oh, no, I got to stop you here. He doesn't owe her anything for their relationship. You can't look at their relationship on the council. That's what they get into if they get in that situation.
But he owes an apology, not just to them, but to every deputy that was in that room.
Now here's the deal. He owes an apology to her, not his family. I don't give a shit about their family relation. When they're on that council, that family shit don't cut it, because they shouldn't be there. He owes an apology to her as the president.
He even owes an apology to women in general. The way he spoke to Caitlin yesterday at that podium, I'm telling you right now, it's a good thing I wasn't in that room, because I probably would have went there. And you know what was so disgusting to it all? You know what was so disgusting? That Todd Culp is Jonathan's dad, who's the auditor, who just sat there.
Yeah. You're talking crazy shit, though, man. They can't get into hey, your father. No,
I don't care where I'm at.
I know.
I never approve of my children.
I understand that.
And represent me
like that,
because you know what that just showed?
Yeah.
Your parents didn't raise you very well.
Listen, there can be political arguments that people don't like.
It wasn't an argument yesterday.
I understand it. And I watched it. It was stupidity.
That he's got some power trip.
But it's got nothing to do with familial shit. If Todd would have spoke up to his son, that would have been out of line. That would have been a whole shit show. If they want to argue shit behind the family scenes and they want to be mad at him, I'm fine with that. He owes an apology to her as the president, but she should have stopped that. She had the power and the authority as the president to stop that. She
And I'm
should have
going to
stopped it.
disagree with you.
But I
because
will
I'm
tell
gonna
you
tell
this.
something.
I will hold on.
As political leaders,
Yeah, go
if
ahead.
you're in those
Mhm.
seats,
Mhm.
you should be showing people
Mhm.
how they're supposed to speak
Mhm.
and respect one another,
Mhm.
whether they're your mother, they're your neighbor, no
There
matter
you're
what
saying
they
it.
are.
There you're saying it. It doesn't have anything to do about being mother-in-law, father-in-law. That they can't look at that like that when
Well,
they're
I'll
running,
tell
when
you
they're going to
this,
put
he
themselves in
wouldn't be
that
eating
position.
Sunday dinner at my table.
Right. Now that, and what they choose to do behind the scenes is fine. But when they're there, they are professionals. He's Jonathan Kolb. She's Jody
Okay,
Norick,
well,
all that.
He's
But I
not
do want to say
professional
this.
last night at all.
I will say this. No, he was not professional. And this just came into me, and this is very good. How's Jonathan going to stand behind and in front and around these deputies when he wouldn't even dare stand up for the deputies on at the council meeting last night?
Not
That
even give him a
speaks measures.
contract.
Yeah.
They just have a year's contract. This guy's not even saying, listen, we got to give a contract to these people. That's what the big fury was last night. The sheriff deputies, they're just sitting there with a year-to-year contract, not knowing what's going to go on. And, Culp is defending that.
Absolutely.
I mean,
it was
this is like putting the guy at the president of the union, and he doesn't believe in any of the union rules.
He hates unions. So
I don't understand.
Real quick, go through. Well, wait a minute. Let's go back to this. We're as we do, we're getting off. I want to read this real quick that we've got up on the screen.
Go to the meeting tomorrow.
I want to read this. Put this up. So here's the deal. This thing that they have membership information pursuant is really weird. So this is a new law. It was a House Enrolled Act 1509 that went in effective July 1st, 2025, part of a new chapter requiring transparency in political subdivision appointments. It requires that information about appointed officers, including their names, appointed authority, and terms, must be included in meeting notices and on public websites. The definition of an appointed officer is an unelected or elected officer of the state or political subdivision appointed to a board, and it goes down. So it doesn't have anything to do about their term limits. I don't know what they're doing. Now, to go on from here, to read down the numbers down below it, okay, so that was 5-14-9-6. So then if you look at 3, 6, 5, 4, if you look at that, that talks about public notices to political subdivisions. And so what they're talking about here, by a party chair with no term limits. Republican and Democrat members nominated by a party chair with no term limits. And members are appointed. We're going to have to go and see what this is, because I don't think that this is saying what you think it's saying, but I don't know what the hell it is saying.
Well, here's what I think. I think you need to go.
It just sounds to me like they're meeting the code. The code requires that you say what their term limit is. They can be appointed at any time, or the county chair can be voted in at any time.
Yes,
you have to vote them out.
That's what I'm thinking.
You can throw them out at any time too. And
well, the only way we're going to change it is
no,
they don't have a term limit.
That's not on. Yes, so that's right. Kate's right. That's not on the agenda. The agenda is special meeting for discussion of regarding voting locations. This bottom part is the thing that they got to put on everything every time.
It's just their disclaimer.
That is right. So that's why, because I was like, what are they going to be talking about here? That's just the disclaimer.
Well, here's what I want.
But I will be there.
Here's what I want everybody to know. You need to listen to the 30-minute meeting they had last month.
Yeah.
Because in that video, they talk about several executive meetings they've been having in October, November, December. And then remember in November, Linda said we would meet in December. Then she said, no, she doesn't have time. And guess what she did? On December 30th or something, or 31st, she had a special meeting that nobody kind of knew about. And now they're talking about it in January, and they are passing all these different ordinances and all kinds of crazy things. I'm just telling you, you need to watch the 38-minute one and I posted that for people who are interested in listening to that before you go to tomorrow's meeting. I encourage you. And if you listen to that meeting, she tells us the meeting is not tomorrow, it's further on down in the month, which is even crazier because you're in a meeting telling somebody. So if people are thinking the meeting is going to be what she's got in the video, you're going to miss this meeting for tomorrow. I mean, this is this board, people. I don't care if you pick Stephanie May Stanis. I don't care if you pick Lisa Summers.
Oh, God.
Just don't pick Linda Smith.
Yeah.
I mean,
said as
she
a
is
true
a
Republican
complete
in good standing.
nightmare. Hey,
Yeah, she is.
I'm already a Republican, not in good standing in some way. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to vote for Lisa. Like, I want everybody to know I'm voting for Lisa. But I'm just telling you
God.
that Linda's got to go.
Monday's going to be so fun.
Right? I mean,
It's going to be amazing.
it is what it is. Listen.
I agree. I stand on it's a First Amendment issue. They can't tell you who you can support and vote for.
Listen, people, Katherine cannot be bought, sold.
She can't be stifled.
I don't know what people think. I'm always going to speak my mind, whether you want to hear it or not. And I'll find that platform, whether Kristopher lets me on his show or not. And I just want everybody to know at the beginning of the show how butthurt Kristopher was because my Facebook numbers are better than his Facebook numbers.
I love it. I love it because I got more than Facebook, man. What the hell are you talking about?
So
get going. I love it.
I just want everybody to know that go tomorrow. Let's talk about this. I sent you all the nominees that we have in Madison County. And then I also sent you the withdrawals. There's
you
lots
sent them
of
where?
In
Messenger?
Yeah. So we can start with the sheriff's race because it is the most exciting race, right? So we have 6 candidates in the sheriff's race, right? We have 4 Republicans. Okay, we kind of have 4 Republicans. If you start pulling everybody's vote history, some of them were Democrats at one time, and that's all I can say about that. So look at people's vote history. So we've got John Beeman, who is our current sitting sheriff, who I will not be supporting. I think everybody who follows this show is fully aware of why that is the case. I believe that a sheriff should always tell the truth. And Kristopher decided to prove that the truth was not being told on the reward money. So that's Beeman.
He's went downhill from there. He's been non-existent.
Well, here's the other thing. Last night, he didn't say or do anything for those sheriffs in that contract.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pathetic. It was bad. Gross. 2 is Kim Stiegel. She's running. She came in second place. She didn't lose by very much against Beeman. So she's got a fighting chance. She's a worker. 3, you got Brian Bell, used to be a Democrat.
Brian Bell's first. It's actually Beeman and Bell and then Stiegel. Go ahead.
And well, I'm just saying how they signed up. This is the order they signed up.
Okay.
Brian Bell. And so he's going to be running. Brian, if you're watching this, I'm just going to give you some advice. You might want to go through your Facebook and take down all the pictures of you and Beeman when you supported Beeman in his last race.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Number 4 is Jonathan Culp, which I was going to Hobby Lobby, okay? And it's the summertime, and he's got on these pants, and he's got this big gun that's, this big, right? And he's got it tucked in the front of his pants, and he's just walking around with this gun all stuck in his belt, not like in a holster or anything, just stuck down in his pants. I'm thinking, man, if that went off.
No, let me tell you something about this guy. I'm going to tell you something about this guy.
It was just really weird to see him going into Hobby Lobby like that.
He is Jonathan Culp. If you're out there,
Oh, he is.
Prove me wrong. Press check it right now. Press check it right now. And let me see. You're carrying it on empty. Guarantee you he does not have one in the chamber. Guarantee you he doesn't have. What do you got? A
guarantee you
high
he doesn't
point,
have
bro?
one in the chamber because he signed up to do this. So
Well, yeah, that's damn. That is for damn sure. He's definitely.
I mean, this is political suicide.
He's
I mean,
a few bullets short of a full load. That is definitely true.
I mean,
but oh God,
listen, Madison County, if you're watching, this is not a joke. If he wins on name recognition alone, we are in major trouble. Like, this is a bad deal. Like, I thought maybe he might withdraw because it's withdrawal week, but I just don't even think that family has good judgment or good counsel.
Eric, no, they don't. Something is up there.
Yeah, something's just very strange with that family. So now that's on the Republican side. On the Democrat side, who I'm not supporting, but I do have to give a holler to Norm Rayford. I think he's amazing. And so I just want everybody to know that he's a good person. And Norm used to be a detective. And the reason why I say that is because I worked with Norm quite a bit when I was a coroner, and he was very supportive. I will tell you this. When Officer Chanovez passed, I called Scott Mellinger for help to bring Officer Chanovez home. Mellinger would not take my call, and he dismissed me and told me to take it up with the state police. I did not take it up with the state police. I immediately called Norm Rayford at the time, and he said, I got whatever you need. Now, he's with the city of Anderson. He took 2 men, gave them to me, and we went to downtown to get Officer Chanovez and brought him back home. So I just want people to be aware. If you think I'm a little, biased towards Norm Rayford, it's because he stepped up when I needed him the most. Now, this is nothing against Kim or Brian, because they were not in that position at the time to be able to help me. So that has nothing to do with them. So, and I just want everybody to know the reason why I'm saying this.
With him, it's just and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's because Mellinger just voted Republican in our last race, because there is word on the street he is planning on coming back, but he is going to run as a Republican. And so he is going to flip. And so he needs one more, so nothing's contested. This will be his second in this race for a Republican. So he'll be able to switch parties like that. So I just want everybody to be aware of what's going on. And Scott, I know you're watching because you watch everything I do. So there is no problem with that. You know I'm right. So I know you're sitting there watching me smiling from ear to ear saying she's on top of things. You betcha I am. So Norm is running. He's been with APD for a long time. He's a great guy. And then there is another gentleman that's running, and I do not know him. I'm sorry. I think the last name is Redding, but I hear good things about him as well. So this is a 6-way race. It will be interesting how they all come out.
Well, not really. It's 4-2, and then it'll be 1-1.
Well,
but I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's a 6-way
race.
Because
nobody can vote for all 6 people.
But the reason why I say this is because in the past in Madison County, the Democrats don't generally have a contested seat.
Yeah,
so
that's
Democrats
pretty impressive.
Can flip over to the Republicans in the primary if they're not going to. It's Dennis Watson is who is running. It's Dennis Watson. So Democrats could easily flip over into the Republicans and help some of the Republicans in order to get their person through, right?
Yeah,
if they wanted to do that. That won't be happening because the sheriff's race is an important race, and the Democrats really are going to have a pretty good vested interest in this because they want it back. There are no seats in Madison County, 0, that have a Democrat in it. We only have Republicans and rhinos in Madison County seats. That's all we have.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
So we were doing a count, and we have like 12 officials right now who were once Democrats who are now Republicans holding seats.
Yeah.
Andrew Hanna, for instance, he is not contested, so I can speak about him. He has voted Democrat in the past, but he is running as a Republican. I mean, nothing new. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I just want people to understand what truly is a Republican in good standing and what truly is a Republican in bad standing. I mean, if we're going to look at that, Katherine Callahan has only voted Republican ever in her life. Like, I have never voted anything but Republican. So I just want to put that out for people. I am running for Senate District 25 against Gaskell. I want to be clear with everybody that even if I'm a Republican in bad standing, I still get to run for Senate. So we're still going to have a race. So, I mean, at least I think for now, who knows what other trick.
What Monday will bring. We'll see what goes on.
I
feel confident.
So that's the sheriff's race in Madison County. What I think is interesting, Kristopher, is Jonathan could screw up this race.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he could take, because the last race in Madison County, it was only like 30 votes difference in between the first, second, third place. So he could take those votes, and whoever was supposed to win that.
That's what dumb shits do. That's like what, I mean, listen, I am not stopping anybody from running. Everybody has the right to run. The citizens have to be aware and willing to do the right thing and to come out and do the right thing, or else you're going to get some dumbass. But the people who are trying to do this for the right reason, they sometimes have to look at the situation and be like, really, do I have what it takes to do this job? And if I don't, and I'm just doing this for some kind of joke, or if I know I'm not going to win or this or that, I'm not going to put in the time or effort, I'm not actually going to talk to the people and do the things I need to do, then am I going to screw something up? I mean, people should have that wherewithal. And I'm telling you, I am done babying people that are running, that don't have a chance, that aren't putting in the time, paper candidates, that stuff. Like, you have the right to run, but I'm not going to support that bullshit.
I just want people to understand, I need you on Monday. I need you to be over at the Republican headquarters in Muncie on Monday, just to show these people, even if you take Katherine out of the race, people are aware, and she's getting her message out. I can't believe I'm being challenged as a Republican, not in good standing. And all people's Russ Willis.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, this whole thing has pole vaulted me into a much popular candidate.
Well, and I'm telling you,
because I'm the underdog now. I mean, people are tired of me being beat to death by these people.
As the chairman of your campaign, I have yet to be able to get contacted back by Darren Reese, Jessica Piper, Kelly Hewer, or Mario. And I've got a real problem with this.
And I've asked to talk to Mario as well. He has not responded. And this is the problem. They give you emails, but nobody wants to give you a phone number. And so this will be an interesting, I mean, we're going into the lion's den. Let there be no mistake. This is an ambush. This is a setup like if I've ever seen it. And I'm telling you right now, if Kelly Hewer votes in favor of Russ Willis, this is going to be one hell of a show in the primaries.
I've talked to some people. I've talked to some sources in Madison County over the last couple of days. And I've talked to a couple of people that have said they have heard Kelly utter the phrase that she does not have a problem with you running, that she would be okay with you running, and that she's fine with you running. And so I'm trying to call her to pick her brain on this, because I want her to tell me those same words, because by God, I tell you where she won't be able to avoid me at. She won't be able to avoid me on Monday, and I plan to ask her that there. And, they're all super secret wannabe lawyers and all this shit. I think that we'll be under oath, and I hope she says the truth there, because I've heard that she has had conversations with people where she has made that claim, that she doesn't care if you run. She's okay with you running. She wants everybody to run.
Listen,
And that if you fit the 2 Republican requirements, then you should be able to run. And you fit the 2 Republican requirements, correct?
I do, but listen to me. She'll want to vote in favor of Russ because this secures the fact that I can never be the GOP chair for 10 years. I can't be a PC and I can't be a state delegate.
Right.
I mean, that's the whole big thing, is that's what she wants to secure, is her seat. And honestly, Kelly Hewer, let me be clear to you. I don't want any of those. My track record speaks for itself. We have 40% of the PCs in Madison County are not with you people. They're with us people who made our own movement. I don't need a title to motivate people.
Yeah. And let me tell you,
do it without the title.
Because I know that Kelly hears this. Because she said as much. People talk. Listen, Kelly Hewer, I am trying to call you. I'm trying to text you. Be a woman and pick up the phone or text back. Do your damn job, man. And just, what am I going to, I can't hurt you over the phone. The worst case scenario is if you don't like what I'm saying, you can hang up. So just call me back and let's talk and then we'll be done.
Well, and that's the big thing. And other people who are watching this, I've posted Kelly Hewer's number. I've posted Russ's. I encourage you to call them only to let me know that they never called you back. That's the win. Again, it's the win. People, this is what we don't understand. Putting this pressure on them, showing up at meetings. If they silence us, we still win because we get to show all of this. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I ran for the people. But I also knew in my head I was running to show the people just how corrupt and broken the system is. I did this to show exactly how the process is not for the people. The process is to keep them in their seats to continue to abuse us. And you know what? If I need to be that sacrificial lamb that has to go into the lion's den, that's fine with me, because I'm going to tell you something. When I come out of that lion's den, I'm going to be 10 times stronger than I was than before I went in there. Absolutely. So there's nothing about me that fears any of this. Almost to this, I mean, I think this is what's going to win me the race.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. I think people are so tired of the abuse that listen, I've had people calling me and messaging me in Messenger that hated my guts, that I have ran against their family members. And they too are saying, they're like, we're all in. You have our vote. We will be working behind the scenes. I mean, if I were you, Senator Gaskell, and you're watching this, you should be calling the dogs off, because they're making me incredibly popular.
Well, yeah. And I want to tell everybody that wants to come to this event, the hearing, which you will not be able to go into, will be at 2 p.m. Monday, February 16th, 2026, 2 p.m. at GOP headquarters in Delaware County. It's in Muncie, 301 West Main Street, Muncie, Indiana. I'm saying that we should meet there. What do you want to say? At 1 o'clock?
I'm going to try to be there by 12:30.
12:30. So if people want to start showing up at 12:30, 1 o'clock.
And if you let me know, I will buy a dozen pizzas. It doesn't bother me one bit. I'm not buying anybody's vote. We're just tailgating before the main event.
Not voting. We're we're just gonna hang out and be some friends there and do what we're gonna do
before the main event. I mean, that's the whole thing. Is this is? I mean, I'd buy popcorn, but I think pizza sounds much better at lunchtime.
Oh, yeah. To hell with popcorn. But yeah. This will be fun. If we want to,
yes, if you have signs, if you have posters, and really what we think it should say is, let the people decide.
Yeah, let the people decide.
The people vote.
It's not like pro Katherine. It's just, this is the thing, because this is not about Katherine.
No, this is not about me.
This is about them trying to muddy the water. It's about them attempting to decide an election before a ballot's made. The ballots aren't even made up, and they're picking, they're deciding it. It's about them deciding before a vote is cast. That's what they want to do. The hearing is at 2 p.m. We're going to try to be there about 12:30 or 1:01 just to kind of get together and fellowship and talk and be together and eat or whatever, just sit there and talk and let the people see what's going on. I'm doing everything I can to notify members of the media so they can come out and see what's happening and ask questions and be there, and if we're there at 12:30 or 1 o'clock, then we'll get to see the people that we'll be talking to as they're arriving and as they're getting in. Now, here's the thing. People are going to disappoint us and no one's going to show up, and that's just what happens in politics. But if we can really get some team nobodies out there, I'm telling you, I don't ever ask you guys to do this because I know you got a lot busy lives and other things to do. And this is not even for me. I'm asking you to do it for this situation and to come out. It doesn't matter if you live in Madison County. It doesn't matter if you live in Delaware County. It doesn't matter if this doesn't have anything to do with you. Come out and be a part of this.
And I just want to say, you guys have been incredible to watch me go through this. I'm up to 1.42 million views in the last 28 days.
That's amazing. That's
So,
really, yeah. I mean, that's
I'm
really good.
hoping that this show on Monday will put me well over 1.5 million. And I don't even know that many people, but I will say this has been a great platform for me. Honestly, this is how gracious I am. Russ Willis, Kelly Hewer, thank you for making sure that my voice has been shared over millions of people so that they can see just exactly what they should not want in elected officials. So, Kelly, you can start your same crap of, I didn't have anything to do with the flyers Russ sent out. I didn't have this. I didn't have that, because that seems to be your go-to. But at the end of the day, the pattern is clear, Kelly. Russ is still running the show until you put him in your place, and you are in a perfect position to say, as chair, Katherine meets the two-party requirements. I'm done with this, and I'm done with you, Russ.
Hey, I've heard she said this. I've heard she has made that statement to a couple different people, probably to more. I don't know why she would be running around making that statement unless she plans to make it on Monday.
And I want people to understand this Senate race. Let me tell you why I chose to run for Senate. Okay. I chose to run for Senate because 5 years ago, I walked into council meetings and I was gavelled. I was screamed at. I was told to sit down. I was told I didn't know what I was talking about. And this infuriated me that we, the people, had no voice on important issues like death cases.
Yeah.
And we had no money to investigate death cases. I thought it was a joke when people said, if you want to kill somebody, come to Madison County. Well, it wasn't a joke. It's the truth. We had no money to investigate anything. So and then to be accused of supporting a Democrat in Marion County, Alfie McGinty, who is the elected coroner, who comes over here, testifies as a Democrat. She testifies for the Republicans, tells our county, I have to get these guys off of welfare.
Yeah.
Your coroner's office operates on welfare. How can you guys properly do your job? And so now somehow I'm in bad standing because I said people should vote for Alfie McGinty over in Marion County. Well, here's a news flash. She didn't have a Republican opponent and she didn't have a Democrat opponent because everybody knows not to run against her because she's such a solid coroner. She's been in that office for over 25 years. She's the person you see on the news all the time. If you flip on the news,
not as the elected coroner, obviously, because she could only have 2 terms, but
right. But she's been in that office and she's worked herself up. She started as just a coroner. And so, this is how crazy all of this is. even though we're in different political parties, we still have to all work together at the end of the day.
That's common sense. Absolutely. I
mean,
guess Rachel tried to comment in, but she was down below. So I don't know what she did, but she was trying to say this is for the people in Delaware County. This is very similar to like what they did to Troy Ingram. For the people that remember Troy Ingram on the Muncie City Council, this is very, very similar to what they did to him. And it's really a problem. And this is what got, oh, here she is. Speak.
No, if we went through this with Troy, they didn't want him on, and they did exactly to him what they're doing to Katherine. And it's, they're sore losers is what you're sore,
exactly.
They can't take it. They're going to control
over the
it.
Target.
Yeah.
Over it. It's great.
Do they really do that down in Henry County a lot?
No, they do what they're doing with Bendover. They have them run on a different ticket. That's how they do
yeah.
their shady business.
Now, listen, somebody text me in this group, and listen, David, I don't know you. I went into the clerk's office yesterday, and he came up and made an effort to shake my hand. He was real nice and polite to me, and I'm going to give him the same benefit of the doubt I'm going to give to everybody. If he wants to come on and talk, I'll let him come on and talk. We can do it. But I will say, and I'm really worried, a couple people have said that he is real friendly with Sproles, and that he was basically, what's happened here is Sproles has planted a couple people to steal votes.
I was told that was that he, rumor is it, he helped fund part of Jason Williams' campaign last go round.
Yeah.
And that he potentially put him up to split some votes as well this time. I think that Jason, let's look at that part. When is Sproles play nice with anybody, but yet he supports Jason running against him?
Yeah, right.
Sproles doesn't support anybody going up against him for anything.
Yeah.
Ask the 15 million people that are suing him right now. If you say anything bad about him, he's going to go after you.
Yeah.
And that's the importance of, this is the one time, I say it all the time, but I hate straight ticket. I hate straight ticket voting. This is in Henry County, people do not straight ticket vote. Pick them. You got to do better.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, fortunately, straight ticket voting doesn't happen on primary.
Right. But
in the, I know what you're saying. In the general election, you definitely want to go down and pick. Even if you want to pick all Republicans or all Democrats, go down and press the button and pick them. Don't go and hit the button and do it. They need to take that off.
Yep, because if you look at the numbers even back to when Landon ran last time against Sproles, when you take out the straight tickets of the Republican side,
it was real bad.
Yeah, Sproles wouldn't have done as well if, they weren't voting for him. They were voting straight ticket. That's what they were doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do want to talk for a second about this because I've wanted to ask Katherine about this. This is a race, and this is happening in Madison County. It's happening in Madison, Delaware, Blackford, Hamilton, just in District 5, okay? At the federal level, the U.S. Representatives, Victoria Spartz' seat. Victoria Spartz has filed to run for re-election, and Scott A. King is running against Victoria Spartz. Some of you might not know that name, Scott A. King, but you will probably remember the name. What was his name? Collective Soul. What was his name? The Collective. Something. The Collective. Something.
Between
used to
him and
comment
Meg,
in here.
I can't figure out who's who.
Sometimes
I think they're one person.
He used to comment in here frequently, and I don't think he's here anymore. I don't think he comments anymore because he got mad that he couldn't Bogart all my time. He got mad because he was calling me and wanted, if he couldn't get a hold of me, he'd call Katherine and he'd get mad. She needed to make me answer. And I'm like, dude, I've got 700 nut jobs calling me, telling me the same shit. not the good. And then I've got like thousands of you that are good people calling me, but like this dude's like wanting me to
And
go
then one
shoot.
greatness that calls you.
Yeah,
Hey,
oh, yeah, right.
wonderful.
He's like wanting me to go shoot on a Saturday. I love shooting. It was 35 below zero. Dude, where are we going? You know, like I know of one indoor shooting place and they were full up. What were we going to go do? So he like got mad at me or whatever. And it's like, dude, you can't, you just got to roll with the punches, man.
I just want to tell you guys a funny story.
You can't get that butt hurt. Yeah, go ahead. About who?
Scott King.
Oh, I think, okay, yes.
So I know Scott King, and I didn't know that was the Scott King. So Scott King graduated with my brother from Lawrence North High School. Okay. So Scott King called my office because I wasn't responding to him on, I don't know, one of the other social media things.
That's weird.
Right? I don't tweet. I don't twat. I don't chirp. I don't do any of that stuff. I just Facebook. If I'm not responding to you on some type of social media, it's probably because I really don't know how to use it. So I will tell you, if you want to get a hold of me, your probably best bet is to go through Messenger. I'm not ignoring anybody. So he calls my office and I'm like, who? And they're like, this guy, he's on the phone and wants to talk to you. He says he went to school with your brother. And I'm like, or he went to school with me. And I'm like, he didn't go to school with me. He's in my brother's class. My brother's older. So anyways, I end up calling him back and he's telling me this story that Russ kept him from running. Like he had him moved from the ticket. I don't know what the whole story was. It was like this convoluted thing. And so
I think the Masons were involved.
Yeah. And he's back now and he's going to, I mean, good luck to Scott.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I got a message about Hannah, and somebody said that the Hannah guy is a really good guy, that the younger people love him, that he's
Hannah
like,
guy?
That's running for something.
Andrew, for prosecutor?
Yes.
Yeah.
The younger people like him.
Yeah.
Well, listen, he's your perfect frat boy.
Yeah.
He is, but I would tell people, I used to like Andrew. I don't dislike Andrew, but Andrew can't seem to take a stance. You want to talk about somebody who sits on the fence? That's somebody who sits on the fence. Andrew, like when I got removed for calling out misappropriation of funds in a council meeting from the commissioners, and the sheriff walked me out, instead of Andrew stepping up and saying, hey, there was misappropriations of funds. I was sitting in there. She called it directly out. She wasn't rude. She wasn't disrespectful. He went and supported to make some type of,
typed up some
protocol
bullshit something real weird
to make sure now we go to jail if we do.
Way above and beyond what a deputy prosecutor or prosecutor, chief deputy, or even the elected prosecutor would do. It's very strange.
It's really put a bad taste in my mouth.
Do you remember? Do you remember Rachel?
I mean, I like Andrew.
Back in the 1990s,
fit for that role.
There was a Madison County deputy that was shot.
I wasn't born then.
Yeah, right.
No, but I remember back in the 80s when there was a problem over at Frankton Schools and they couldn't find the person who did it, and that a teenager was coerced into admitting that they did this crime. Okay. And come to find out that it was Sam Hanna who coerced these kids, and it won one of the biggest lawsuits.
Yeah.
To this kid.
Is Sam Hanna related to the other Hannah?
Sam is his dad. He was shot in the face, and they did this thing. He was like on it. It was like they did like a national, like, you remember like Rescue 911 and that kind of thing, where they did really bad remakes. They did something like Sam has had a little bit of like local celebrity because of that. He's an all right guy. People got issues with him. Andrew's a good guy. He's just a pussy when it comes to being like, I mean, he's not an Eric Hoffman.
And I do like Andrew. He's a good listener. He's easy to talk to. I mean, I thought there would be a lot of hope for him, but what he has shown lately, like, okay, so for instance, Russ Willis did not allow Rob Josiak in for canvassing. So Rob Josiak filed. This went on. We had to do a lot of back and forth. Finally, the election board said, hey, we're going to turn this over to the special prosecutor. It gets turned over to the special prosecutor. The special prosecutor says, yes, Russ was in the wrong. He violated that. He should have allowed Rob in there. And she goes, but we're not going to press any charges. And the people of Madison County just need to demand better from their elected officials. Now, Andrew could have stepped in. He could have talked to that special prosecutor, because how do we get special prosecutors? These guys pick them. And they could have said, absolutely not. We're going to make an example of Russ for this violation. He's the GOP chair. He should be held to a higher standard. And we're going to prosecute him fully, because you know what? In Madison County, we take our elections seriously.
Yeah.
Right? But we didn't do that. Then turn around and fast forward a couple months. We got Larry Savage, who he was told he could do whatever he wanted in the room. I don't know why he was such a moron and took the ballots, but he did. But he had permission. I mean, if you listen to Landon, he gave him permission. Do whatever you want.
Anybody could have done that.
Right? So he takes them, and now all of a sudden, we've got search warrants at Larry's house.
They're rappelling down from the sky, kicking in his windows, serving search warrants, doing flashbangs.
We're arresting
Side note,
him. He goes
Bilbrey.
to jail. But Russ never got arrested. Russ never went to jail. Now, Andrew, he's running the show right now. Rodney Cummings checked out.
Years ago.
How long ago?
Years ago. Yes. Side note.
So,
me and you are going to have an entire podcast talking about Hoffman.
I'm waiting for it.
So that's kind of my
I'll
deal
destroy
with Andrew. And Andrew, if you're watching, I think you are a nice guy.
Yeah.
I really do. I just wish that sometimes you would stand up to the machine.
He's running for the wrong office.
Private citizens.
He's running for the wrong office to pussyfoot around about everything.
And it's going to cost him. It's going to come back and get him. I'm telling you, there's more and more people who are watching what I do. There's several of them that are in law school now that are friends with my daughter. And, they're like, listen, something's got to change. We love that county. And I'm like, come back and run for prosecutor. I'll get behind you.
Madison County.
I second that.
So anyways, but some of you want to know who else is running in Madison County. I can give you some great ideas of who to vote for, who not to vote for. It's going to be an interesting race. And again, in Madison County, we only have one race. That's it.
It's the primary.
It's the primaries. And I said
one election, rather.
I said this in 24. Whoever wins the primary in Madison County, that is your elected official for the general. It does not really matter. And that's what's so sad about all of this. I hate that, because let's be frank, I'd rather see a good race than just to see it a wash. And so many people do not come out for the primary. They think they should only show up for the general because they should protect their party. Well, I'm telling you right now, if Jonathan Culp wins this sheriff, and you guys do not pay attention to this, you know what I'm really interested in is how many sheriffs will stay on the department if Jonathan Culp wins?
I'm going to be honest. People will stay because they'll need to. There'll be people that will leave. There will be a few
retire.
that will leave.
That's when people will put in for the retirement.
They have until May, from May until December to look. And there's lots of departments that need officers.
Yeah. Sure.
They can go. I think APD is making more money than some of these sheriffs.
Sure.
They may just go over to APD, so they're not technically leaving.
And they'll still be in the area, and there'll be people that'll retire. But there will be people that'll stay, and they'll need people to do that, because they'll need people to right the ship, because he will be a disaster.
Well, and I will tell you, if you are a sheriff's deputy in Madison County, and I know APD, because it's Anderson, not that it's APD, it's Anderson. I will say this: their health insurance is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So if you're worried about, I'm just telling you, their health insurance is great over in the city.
They do well by their officers over there.
Yeah. So I'm just letting you know. if you're thinking about that. But anyways, so that's kind of what's going on in
Real
there.
quick, somebody said White House can't guarantee ICE won't be at the polls. Any input on this, guys and gals? I can make a guarantee. If you're voting in East Central Indiana, you're not going to see anybody from ICE. I don't know what's going on outside of Indiana. I have no say about that. I'm not going to be voting there.
Have you seen the whole Carmel situation right now?
I have not seen the whole Carmel situation. I have no clue what you're talking about.
The mayor of Carmel is pissed because ICE put an office in Carmel.
Okay.
And he is upset that no one told him. He found out about it from...
Is he a Republican?
I don't know. I'm sure it is. It's Carmel.
It's Carmel.
Well, then is he not in good standing because he's speaking out against ICE?
No, that wouldn't.
I don't know. You know, and this is my thing.
This is how crazy this stuff is.
Yeah. What?
But, I mean, like, I'm thinking, you know what? It's not that deep. It's like, yeah, give a courtesy call, but, like they can go rent anywhere that they want.
Well, yeah.
The mayor has no say in where they decide to go rent a property. It's none of his business.
I wouldn't think Carmel would be a hot box for ICE, but okay, whatever. I think Marion County might be, but.
Sue Finkham, that's who it is. That's I remember that. Yeah. I forgot that was her. There won't be any in. Well, I guess there might be in some in Carmel.
Yeah. So if you're thinking about commissioner in Madison County.
Yeah. What's the deal there? Who's
Geringer is a new person coming in. He's running against Dan Gert. Dan Gert is our former treasurer or active treasurer right now. He's termed out. He is mute. Dan Gert is. He barely speaks. He doesn't show up at meetings. I'm telling you right now, do not vote for Dan Gert. I would absolutely support Geringer. Because he's been at the meetings, he has been speaking out. But I just tell you, Dan Gert is part of the machine. It's an absolute no for me. There is nothing that's going to change my mind with that. All you're doing is recycling ineffective people who give you crumbs. And when I say that, it's because Rick Gardner has decided to run for treasurer. But he still has 2 more years on his term.
I hate that.
So
that's so stupid.
What would happen is we're going to have a caucus if Gardner gets this.
He'll win.
I think Gardner's going to get this only because the person who's running against Gardner, his name's Aaron Thrasher. He's a new one.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to vote for Thrasher. I don't even care, people, anymore because Gardner's got to go. Gert's got to go. Do not vote for an incumbent. That is the best thing I can give you now in Madison County. Now that Bethany Keller's not running, do not vote for an incumbent.
Why is she not running?
Because
I mean, I know why she's not, but
she's pregnant and she's got another child on the way, and I don't think they're done expanding their family. So, and I respect that for her. I respect somebody who knows their limitations.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. If I can't give this 150%, then it's probably not a good fit for me.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at treasurer, that's an absolute no on Gardner. I would be voting for Thrasher, but we're still going to be stuck with Gardner. So Gardner's in a win-win no matter what he does.
What about council?
So that's the commissioners and the treasurer's race.
Yes,
then we move on to the recorder's race.
Okay.
That is Angie Abel.
That's what I meant.
Huh?
What about recorder? That's what I meant.
Listen, I know all of these at the top of my head.
Right. So what about council?
So crazy. They don't want me to be the GOP. Yes. I know this stuff better than these guys know this stuff.
Right. So what about council?
So for council, council's kind of an interesting beast within its own. I am so disappointed that Rob Steele does not have anybody running against him. We will have him recycled again.
Jesus.
We will be stuck with him for another 4 years. I am grateful that he has changed out his get-go cup of who knows what in there to now a clear water bottle. At least we think it's a water bottle.
Well, we've said that.
I'm glad that that's going on. But you've got Rob Steele running in District 4. That's the southern part, LaPel, Pendleton, that area. And I want you all to remember, Rob Steele never came forward when our firehouses were imploding and needed money.
Yes.
He's never stepped up for any of that to speak on our behalf. He is a horrible representative, and he is definitely part of the machine. Rob
Yes.
Steele is not your friend.
Oh, absolutely. 4 days. Stay here. I will answer that in just a second.
So that's a district. I always get District 2 and District 3 confused. Nicole Kapuzinski, who is also being challenged with me at the 5th District as a Republican not in good standing. She is going to be facing off with Mikhail Vaughn. Mikhail Vaughn is a previous hardcore Democrat. He also had his record expunged for some voter illegal activity where he was prosecuted, but it's been expunged.
Yeah,
So he'll be running
He's
against
a creepy
Nicole,
guy.
who is an Army veteran. Mikhail has had his moment. He got 4 years. He was ineffective. He was a bully. He's
creepy.
He's creepy. He should not be back in that seat. Please do not vote for Mikhail Vaughn. Please vote for Nicole. Give her the chance. She hasn't had the opportunity, and I think she'll do a great job. Listen, she does a ton of work going after records, putting them out for the people to read. I just encourage you. She's been showing all of us how we have no process for election complaints. She has shown us every day that Linda still doesn't have that up after being in her seat for 3 years. So please, that one, I would go with Nicole Kapuzinski on that one.
District 3 is Mike Reed, and he has no other opponent.
So District 3 is Mike Reed. That's where Jody Nork is coming out of. Oh, and in District 2, that was Diana Likens. The Likens are done.
That's so good.
And I don't care what anybody wants to think. That was a small group of concerned citizens who made the difference. The Likens are gone. Finally. Now, are they still in the background like Russ?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm telling you right now, if this goes through that I'm a Republican not in good standing, I will personally be filing against the Likens for giving $5,000 to Democrat Mayor Broderick.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to say something about me supporting, you people are financially supporting Democrats. So don't think that I'm going to just sit over here and crawl in a corner. Oh, I'm coming back. So that's the thing with that. In
District 1 it's got 3 candidates.
Yeah. So, so looking in that, Fred Reese will be running against the guy you're talking about, Reed. So Fred Reese has been the councilman in that position before. He could pull it off again.
Whoa, no, that'll be in November.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
But just so you know that they do have a Democrat running in that seat. I don't believe they have it in the other two. Then you go on to District 1. That was Bethany Keller's seat. She is not returning. Jody Nork is in the other one where Reed and Reese are running. She is not returning. I think that, one, she's got a growing family. They have several grandbabies on the way. I think they have 3 more coming. They've had 3 or 4 since she's been in seat.
And she's no
but
good.
I think the whole nepotism thing kind of got to her. So she is not running this time. And I will say, Jody Nork, if you're reading this, we were at one time very close friends. She has been a huge disappointment, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. It's just a fact. It's not a slander. It's the reality. And the reason why mostly is because there was a lot of heat on her husband, who was a judge, and so she had to learn to conform to the machine.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So that's just the reality of it.
That's sad.
It is sad, but that's how they beat you down.
All right, what about District 1?
District 1, it looks like Gosnell. He is a detective. He has withdrawn. As of today, he has withdrawn. Why? I do not know.
Okay.
Corey Bolander is running in that area. That is who I would be voting for if I were the people up in that district. Now, remember, on these district races, you only get to vote for your district in which you reside. If you do not know where that is, pull up your voter registration and it will tell you what district you're in.
Who's Patrick Green?
Patrick Green, I don't know a lot about him. I do know that Corey Bolander has been very active. He's been on a lot of committees. He does want the people to speak. He does want your voice. He has pushed back against the machine. That's why he's not on very many committees anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So I would look at Bolander. He's kind of got a proven track record. I'll look more into Green, but I don't know a lot about him yet. So I will see. And then we move on to what office do you want?
Real quick before we do that, I want to answer this because this is going to be really quickly specific to Henry County, but this is the same thing everywhere. So 4 Days says, so Democrats in Henry County need to declare a Republican ticket to vote against Sproles. And the quick answer to that is yes, but I want to caution you, and Rachel will talk. So basically, all Delaware County always has a pretty good mix of Democrats and Republicans. Republicans always win, but they always have Democrat candidates. It seems like Randolph County, Madison County, Henry County, and probably Blackford County very seldomly have Democrats. So basically what happens is if you are politically active in these smaller communities, the only time you really get a say on your ballot is if you, in the primary, is if you vote Republican. So like it's common for Democrats to just vote Republican because they want to have a say. If you are in Henry County, you can vote, and I'm not pushing either one of these candidates. I'm just saying, if you want to pull a Democrat ballot to vote for Landon or Bockover, you can do that. Bendover, you can do that. No problem. No problem. If you want to vote specifically against Sproles, then you can go in there and you can say you want a Republican primary ballot. They won't ask you any questions. That's okay. And then you can vote against Sproles. And I'm telling you, I would highly recommend you do that. Let the hardcore Democrats duke it out between David and Goliath, or David and Landon, and do David and Goliath. David and Landon, do that. But if you're really hardcore wanting to stick it to Sproles, pull a Republican ballot. And you can do the same thing in Madison or Delaware or any of these places to do that if you want. Or you can be a Republican and pull a Democrat ticket. I will caution you, if you are someone who has the thought that you might run for office next year, the following year, 3 years, 4 years down the road, if you're someone who's getting involved and you might run, you need to be very careful about doing this, because in order to run for office in the state of Indiana, the law says that you have to have 2 primaries of the same party to run for that party. So, for example, if
unless it's Mahaffey,
well,
and you're Bendover, and then you run up and have her sign off.
No. So the law, back up for a minute. The law says you have to have 2 primaries. So that means, in order, like for example, I said about Walker in Delaware County. He voted in 2004, which was a long time ago, and in the primary. And then the next primary he voted in was 2020. If he voted in 2004 as a Republican in the primary, and he voted Republican in 2020, even though there's a lot of years between that, those would account, because he would have had, as long as it's the 2 consecutive before you run. But because he voted Republican and Democrat, that now screwed him up. And
shame on him for not voting in the primary. That says a lot. You want to run for office, but you've not even shown up to vote.
Yeah, all these years,
for 20 years.
Crazy. Yeah. I can understand somebody that's not voted and they've just gotten involved. But if you voted at one point and then and for specifically for his position, and he's just not voted all these, I find that very fascinating. Mm-hmm. But he voted Republican in 2004, and then he voted Democrat in 2020. Now, there is what she was saying, a fail-safe, where if you haven't done that, you could go to the party chairman and get them to sign off. Very few of them will do it. And it's got to be done before the filing period. But yeah, right. Yeah, they'll do whatever. But the bottom line is you can pull whatever ballot you want. You just have to have that in mind, because there are people who will say, oh, well, I'll do this. And then in a year or 2 years, it sneaks up on them and they're like, well, I want to run, but you can't because you don't have that ballot. So just keep that in mind. That only counts for somebody. If you don't ever have any intention of running, it's open. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. So don't worry about that. You can definitely do that.
On other scandalous ways that people run for office, the biggest question of the year is, when Jerry Dishman decides to run for council again, is he going to do it in the county he lives in?
Yeah.
Henry County?
Henry County.
Or is he going to do it in Delaware County?
He's always lived in Henry County, so I would
I
say
know.
he will do it in Delaware County for the city of Muncie, and then just continue living in Henry County as a Democrat trans Republican. So
Trans
it is
Republican.
what he is, a trans Republican, and I congratulate him for coming out and being a strong trans Republican.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just to finish up here, what other office?
One other thing. Oh, never mind. Office.
No,
I got something that has nothing to do. It has to do with the comments. So go ahead.
Okay, you're
Go
fine.
ahead, spit it out.
No, say it out.
It appears that Randy Howard was being homophobic in the comments, and people called him out for it.
For
Today?
what?
Somebody just made, I guess, a comment about that they did not support Landon. Someone asked them why. Randy hops on and makes an inappropriate comment about someone's sexual preference in a
I just
negative,
want everybody to know that I prefer men.
in a negative type way. And so somebody said, so Randy, was that a homophobic comment? And he immediately went off of the thing. Oh, it was me. Okay.
What did he see? What did he say, Admiral? Where I'm trying to go back through that. Okay. I will look for that. Who else you got there?
Okay, so then we move on as we round the corner. We move on to Angie Abel is running for recorder. Strong Democrat history, but she is a Republican.
Jesus,
now.
Of course.
So just want to let you know she's running for recorder. That is a 2-term seat. So this will be her second term. She doesn't have anybody who is challenging her. So she will have a free pass and she will be our recorder for the next term. Then we go on to the clerk's office where we have Linda Smith. I know that Cindy Ponchon asked me what would I say if she was running. We would love to have you run against Linda Smith, but you have moved to Ohio and have left us. So we have Lisa Summers is running against Linda Smith and for the Republican. I will be voting for Lisa. Let there be no mistake. Linda has got to go. We've got serious problems in the election office. We have seen and exposed the fact that ballots can be made up in a matter of minutes. They can be fed through the machines, and those machines can be altered to whatever number they would like. If that doesn't happen and they don't have enough time, we've also seen where they've lost power, they've lost electricity, and I don't know how this could be that we would not have generators or some type of backup system there in the city, especially when the city owns the electric company. That's a big issue. We saw that in 23. We had big numbers of people going into the final count. They were in the lead. And then when the power came back on, they had all lost, not just some. And one was the president council. The other one was another incumbent on the council. So it was just strange to see these incumbents lose and see all the Republicans win at large. And then we ended up with a mayor that's a Democrat. So those odds are pretty slim if we were like in finite math and we were looking at how that could happen. So
yeah,
I will just say that was weird. So there's lots of questions swirling around that, things that we're never going to know of. So we've got big problems in that election office. We have got to get somebody in there who's willing to show us transparency. I think that's a great office to have a newbie in after this election, only so that we will expose just exactly what's been going on in Madison County for decades. So that's why I would encourage that. You hate to see that as we go into a presidential election, but you know what? It needs to happen. So we will get there. So that's what's going on in the clerk's office. The assessor's office. Larry Davis is another free pass. There'll be nobody challenging him. So if you are just a citizen in Madison County, your property taxes are going to continue to skyrocket. He is not going to advocate for otherwise. I'm going to tell you again, if you're in Madison County and your property taxes are more than 5%, because the assessor's office did not get those bills out before the deadline, you still have until June of 2026 to argue your property taxes. If it is more than 5%, and they cannot prove that you've made home improvements, they've got to revert those back. There are a lot of people who did challenge those this year, and it was just as easy as filling out the paperwork. The burden of proof is on the assessor's office, not you. So they have to prove to you why they think those have to be more than 5%. And if you've made no improvements, they can't do it. So I'm telling you right now, challenge those. You still have time to challenge your 2026 or 2025 property taxes until 2026 of June. It's a simple, you can make the call and do it. It's very simple. So that's what's going on in the assessor's office. I'm trying to think right now, other than those seats, that might be rounding out. The state delegate seats are there. Here's what I want to explain to you. I don't know who's withdrawing or who's giving you advice. In Madison County for the state delegate, we have 3 districts, okay? District 1 is Commissioner Rich Wines. District 2 is Rick Gardner. And then District 3 is Olivia Pratt. So they take 11 people from each district.
Each commissioner.
So don't
district.
sit there and think you're in this big competition. If there's 11 people or less, you automatically win.
Yeah.
Your name won't even be on the ballot.
Yeah.
So please do not withdraw. That's for Republicans and that's from
And
Democrats. It's from each. So that is a total of 66 people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I know that I've been watching that. So the PCs are up for the Democrats. If you are a Republican watching this, start thinking for 2028 because that's when the Republicans again will be up for PCs. We have 112 areas right now. So think about that. If you don't know what your area is, again, get on your voter's registration. It will tell you what area you are over. So think about that. Those delegate or those PCs only run in a primary. That's it.
Yeah.
So you have a very important role, and that's generally when the caucus comes to town. If somebody resigns, dies, or for whatever is removed from their seat. So that's something to think about. And then I'm trying to think, is that everything on the ticket?
Pretty much. I mean,
I don't know that there's much more
other than the township
There's a
stuff.
few things out in the county, more like in municipalities. The other thing I want to bring to attention, which seems to be a problem, Heather Bailey and Linda Smith, this just blows my mind. This is like, I don't even know what people are thinking. School board.
Yes.
School board is more after the primary. So starting May 19th, I believe, you can begin to file for application for school board. That is a nonpartisan seat. So that's why it doesn't go at this time. Okay. So you can apply for that. The cutoff date, you have to do that before June 18th. So if you want to run for school board, just know that that is the time
you
frame
have to
there.
wait. It'll be coming.
And so that's what's going on there. And so if you want to do school board, it's a great way to get started. I know people are asking, where should we start? Sometimes that's a good spot. So other than that, I'm trying to think of anything else I'm missing.
I think that's good. I do want to cover this. This is because this has been a couple people brought this up, just to cover it because it was said. So, and I this is important. I say this frequently, and people are like, "Oh, you love Landon Dean." All right, whatever. Landon Dean is another Kim Kronk, okay, and I'm okay with people having that opinion. If they want to have that opinion, that's fine. I like EJack. I'm fine with people not liking or liking people that I don't, or vice versa. I'm okay with that. People have that opinion, and I understand that. There's a lot of people that think that, and they have valid reasons in their mind to think that. I'm just saying no one's ever brought me the proof. Just bring me the proof, and then maybe I'll think it. But right now I don't have that, so I can't. That comment, Landon Dean is another Kim Kronk, then for whatever reason prompted Randy to say, I agree, Jack, literally blow, because someone had said, EJack said that Randy was a blowhard, and then he said this about Landon, and then
I believe it was somebody by the name of Avery.
Okay, yeah. I thought that's yeah. I agree, Jack. Literally blow, LOL. Okay, and that's a weird comment that Randy made, but most of his comments are weird, and you can't understand what he's trying to say. So then Admiral Eric says, Randy Howard, I asked you if you were making a homophobic remark about Dean. You responded with you saw some pics, because he did say that. He had said in there that he had seen some pics. And I don't. Okay, so he said that. Okay, so that's what he said. He did say that word. Okay, then Randy says, never said anything, Admiral. Don't put words in my mouth. Okay, so then he says that. Then Admiral Eric says, that wasn't my question. You are making discriminatory remarks about Landon's suspected sexuality. Is that going to get you votes? That's a understandable question. Randy says, pics I saw, say it. I don't. What does that mean? Don't talk all cryptic and like a weirdo. Say it with your full chest. If you've got something, if you've got pics, Randy, send them to me, bro. I've been asking for 4 years for someone to send me. Now, I'm sure what he's referring to is the picture of Landon Dean in a pool with a bunch of guys. Okay? The guys are over the age of legal consent. And whatever, the people are like, oh, they got his feet on his head and all this. What? Who gives a shit? If it was a guy in a pool with a bunch of girls, nobody would say anything. If it was a girl in a pool with a bunch of guys, nobody would say anything. But in 1955, Henry County, it's a big deal because gay means predator. And I don't even know that Landon is gay. I don't know. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't give a shit.
Let's just say this. If they were to make it where any county or city officer could not or should not run for office because of their sexual preference, then 75% of the sheriff's department would be non-eligible.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. And then Randy also said this weird shit. I would definitely retrain the jailers and make them wear body cams. Hey, dumbass, they already wear body cams. I don't know what you're talking about. This is just, he doesn't know what he's talking about. That's the problem. So, okay, there's that. I just wanted to cover those. That was big. So, okay, real quick. Rachel, you got anything else?
I have a great idea. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
You're going to fucking hate me for this.
Say it.
I think that you need to do, like, once the campaign gets going, we need to have like little sessions where Katherine comes on and covers Madison County. I come in, like, you know, we kind of, you cover Delaware County. I'll cover Henry County, but we need to like make it a 15-minute max session of each one of us giving our input of this is what's going on. This is what's updated.
To hold people to that. That would be amazing. I don't know that it's possible, but that would be great. I got some information here. And so like everybody knows, again, we did not really hit the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor's office, once again, is just a thing. You're stuck with Andrew Hanna. So if you don't like Andrew Hanna, or you've had your own dealings with Andrew Hanna, which it looks like Jason's had his dealings with him, that's who our prosecutor is going to be. We have no one on the Democrat ticket. You got to have a law degree in order to run against these people. That's the problem. So here at the end of the day, I'm just going to tell you like it is. That's just how it's going to be. It's always going to be that way. Again, Gardner is buddies with Gert. Remember that. And I just want people to understand, no matter what happens on Monday, I've already won because Russ is no longer in seat. He'll never be in seat. For those of you who have been watching this and just messaged me, Green, who is running up in District 1 against Corey Bolander, evidently he is a retired Edward Jones financial planner. Ooh. So that's what his history is what I'm being told. Again, I'll continue to look into him. I'll see if I can meet him. I really would like to see these people at council meetings because I'm generally at council meetings. I have not been at the last two. I have watched them. And in some ways, I think it was better that I wasn't there. So this is going to be an interesting, because if you watched yesterday, a lot of people had to go to the podium and push back last night because I was not there to go up there and say what everybody in the room was thinking.
And so I applaud all of you. And I do want to say, I do feel like people like myself, Miss Crooms, Nicole, other people who have attended these meetings for many years have empowered the people to go to the podium, just like you guys do in your counties. And I think that's important. And again, that's not a Democrat or a Republican thing. Just because I mentioned Miss Crooms' name just says these are the people who are trying to make a difference and encourage you to come out as well, just as all of us are here. I don't even know what their affiliations are, and I don't really care. I'm just glad that we're speaking for the voiceless. That's all I care about.
Yes, 100%.
No disrespect to either one of them. But I will say I'm a proud Republican.
Always. Hey, it's a First Amendment issue. I'm fighting with you all the way.
And I just want to say this on tonight's show, Rachel. I am a Republican here tonight, and I am a Republican in good standing as I speak to you. But we will see what Monday brings.
Yes, right. Well, that's very true. Yeah, that'll be fine. People show up. We do want your support.
Yes, Jason, get out there and vote. Work the polls.
Absolutely. Work that poll, Jason. We do want you to show up Monday, February 16th, 2026 at 2 p.m. For all of the people that want to know about the stuff going on in Muncie, all the crazy shit that came out today. I will be talking about that tomorrow. I still have not heard anything from the Henry County Sheriff's Department about coming in and looking at these videos. I've got that. I am sending them messages daily. I need to figure out what the hell's going on with that.
Madison County.
Hey, Bilbrey, when you talk about the Muncie tomorrow, make sure that you pronounce the police chief's last name properly.
Salone. Whoa. Mr. Bilbrey, the videos you requested on Bell and Gawley are ready. Chief Deputy Josh Smith and Captain Stacy Guffey will be available to meet with you to allow you to inspect the videos on Tuesday, February 17th at 1 p.m. in the Henry County Sheriff's Office. In accordance with 514.351, during inspections of the video recordings, you may not copy or record them, he says. If you do want copies, we will be able to provide them to you for the fees that we discussed previously. I don't think he is right on that. Give me 1 second here and let me pop up this, because I think I am going to send him a message disagreeing with him. Okay, let's see. Indiana Code, State and Local Administration, Article Public Record and Public Meetings, Access to Public Records, Inspection of Law Enforcement Recordings, Obscuring Undercover Law Enforcement Officers, Obscuring of Confidential Informants. Let me double check the code that he says. 514.3-5.1. As used in this section, requester means the following. An individual who is depicted in a law enforcement recording, if the individual described in subsection 1 is deceased, the surviving spouse, father, mother, brother, sister, son, or daughter of the individual or the person representative, if the individual describes in subsection 1 is incapacitated person, the guardian attorney, a person that is owner, tenant, leasee, occupant of real property or the interior of their property is depicted in the recording. A person who is the victim of a crime suffers a loss due to personal injury or property damage if the events depicted in law enforcement recording are relevant to the person's loss or to the crime committed against the person. A public agency shall allow a requester to inspect a law enforcement recording at least twice if the requester submits a written request under Section 3 of this chapter or the inspection of the recording, and subsection 4B19 of this chapter applies. The public agency that owns, occupies, leases, maintains, or the airport approves of the disclosure of the recording. The public agency shall allow the requester to inspect the recording in the company of the requester's attorney, A law enforcement recording may not be copied or recorded by the requester or the requester's attorney during an inspection. Before an inspection under subsection B, the public agency, 1, shall obscure the recording information described in subsection. Okay, I want to get this 100%. Law enforcement officer operating an undercover confidential informant. The public agency shall allow the requester to inspect the recording in the company of the requester's attorney. A law enforcement recording may not be copied or recorded by the requester or the requester's attorney during inspection. Before an inspection under subsection B, public agency may obscure the information. Law enforcement officer operating as an undercover capacity and informant. I don't know.
Can you give me the code again, please?
Yeah, it is. He says in his email 5-14-3-5.1.
Thank you.
He says that because they allowed me to make copies of it last time, and it was the same situation.
Did you see what Admiral Eric's saying?
Yeah, that's not the law that applies. That one is specific to a certain kind of recording. I think they're taking this out of some kind of context. I'll have to take a look at this during the inspection of the video. So he says, the videos you've requested on Bell and Golly already. Chief Deputy Josh Smith and Captain Stacy, I don't need Stacy Guffey to be there, will be available to meet with you to allow you to inspect the videos on Tuesday, February 14th or February 17th, 2026 at 1 p.m. at the Henry County Sheriff's Office.
Now listen, go back up there.
Okay.
They're talking about the requester. Okay. And who are the different people that might be a requester? And then it says, if the events depicted in the law enforcement recording are relevant to a person's loss or a crime committed against a person, then you're allowed to look at it.
In what section?
Okay, so you've got the 1, 2, AB, 3, 4, AB, right there.
I see 5.1A, 1, 2, AB, 3, 1,
4.
Okay, 4, then 5, AB.
And then right there.
Okay, if the events depicted in law enforcement recordings are relevant to the person's loss or the crime committed against the person.
And that applies if you are depicted in the recording, the individual described is deceased, the survivor of, the personal representative of, or an individual described as an incapacitated person. Are you any of those things?
No.
So that's the requester in this case.
Oh, so this covers it if let's say the Gully kid right now, he is unable to go. So it would be like his proxy is what they're covering, it sounds like, in that one. Like if you weren't able to physically do it.
Right.
I can get them. No, Heather, I can get them. What they're saying is, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to charge me large, exorbitant amounts of dollars to have them copy these off, which, listen, at the end of the day, I'll pay for whatever I need to pay for. I'm just trying to, when I've done this, so how I did this in the past was I went in and I observed for the Marquette Neal situation when Sproul shot him with the beanbags. I went in and I watched the video. While I watched the video, I saw parts that I wanted. I then set up my camera and I recorded the parts that I wanted. I then also told them that I wanted copies of the parts that I recorded. So what I did was I recorded it. So I had a copy, a recording of a recording, but then I also told them what I wanted, which they got me. So I had 2 copies. it doesn't matter. I'll request this and whatever I want, and I'll get it. But I just want to make sure I'm not going to allow them to stop me doing anything that they can't stop me from doing. So if, I'll call Jennifer Ruby tomorrow and just double check. I think you're right there, Kate. I think Eric's right. I think that's right.
They're trying to apply something that's
doesn't
only meant
fit.
for a very specific subset of requester.
Yeah.
Because if you go back to the beginning of the code,
Yes.
right at 3, it
Yeah.
says this is true except for things outlined in section 4.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Things that are confidential, they're declared confidential by a policy agency. So I mean, it's things that are research, negotiations, medical records,
Yes.
autopsies. I mean, there's a very specific list of things that you are not allowed to inspect and record.
Yeah.
And jail footage isn't one of them, buddy.
Yeah, I don't think that fits. So, yeah, I very much appreciate that. We'll see what happens. I will be there on the 17th. That'll be Tuesday the 17th, and I will meet them and we will do that. So there, I was just talking to you about that, and we just got that. So we'll know tomorrow. We'll do some Muncie stuff, and we'll see what else goes on. I appreciate it. You, Rachel, and Catherine, you hang tight for a moment. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for tuning in and listening. I appreciate it as always. Big shout out to everyone that's been here. Please share the show with everyone you know. Help spread the word. Again, offer up my thoughts and prayers to Jessica Feltz and her family, her friends, and thank you guys for the prayers there. Also asking prayers for my grandparents. They've just been a little sick under the weather. Everything's going good with them, but just a minor prayer for them. So you guys take care. Thank you all very, 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 very much. And we will see you back here tomorrow at 9 p.m. for episode 605, when we'll take a look at what the hell's going on in Muncie. You guys take care. Good night and God bless. Goodbye.